Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nuuli Forged. We are a 5e actual play stream that takes place in the world of Nuuli that came out of my brain, and 6 of my friends are brave enough to play in because they're the best. Oh, ain't that
I think
special?
that's the sweetest thing you've said about us.
Well, you know, I gotta keep you all guessing. I just
That's what he
realized.
says now.
Usually it's like, these guys are too crazy. These guys are just stupid.
Yeah, well,
Utterly bonkers.
I mean, insanity helps, but you know.
Just wait till he describes our antics from last week.
Yeah, yeah.
True, it's going to be a good time. Great. Well,
antics like he was here.
Yeah.
Well, now that we have done the Red Off intro, before we get into intros and everything, someone needs to roll me a d30. You might notice that we are down an Amber and a Tanner this week. Amber plays Ozo. She's unavailable this week. Tanner, who plays Lunine, will be along momentarily. He just needs a few minutes to kind of get stuff ready at home. Hello, Taco Sanmashu. Thank you for being here and giving us a little wave. Much appreciated. And hello, I've got it. Thank you for the Pikachus, as always.
Ooh, Pikachus!
All right. All right. So we've got a 25 on the board. So everyone, please introduce yourself, your characters. Oh, we've already had a 25. We need a reroll.
Wah wah.
Bump it up it
I
up.
gave up my one roll for the day.
Yeah.
I apparently don't remember how to do this stupid thing.
Forgot
It's the other slash, isn't it?
It's r/d.
Has that been?
Corvus wins. All right, everybody.
Whoever remembers how to use this interface that we've only been using for 4 years now.
So, please introduce yourself, your character, and answer the question of whether or not your character has ever had a mentor. You may identify that mentor if you wish. If not, it is totally okay. But it's up to you. So, with that, we're going to start at the top of the ladder with Sarah.
Oh, crap, that's still me.
Yeah, always is.
Hey, I'm Sarah. I play Andra Grayspark, the halfling wizard. And she absolutely had a mentor. She spent some time learning magic in Imalad's tower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how interesting.
Yes, a fact which has not come up yet. But now...
Well, not that any of us would know, but that's
no,
fun.
But it's fun. It's a fun little callback. Speaking of callbacks, we're up next to Matt.
Yo, this is Matt calling back. Please return my calls, Jared.
I do, like every time.
Playing Corvus, the human phantom rogue. And he has also had a mentor that has not, and probably won't come up for a while in discussion, but for funsies for the party, I'll tell them that it was a ghost.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Soccer.
Then we've got Mike.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike. I play Renata Solangel. And he definitely had a mentor back during his short stint in the Feywild. And whether this has anything to do with what happened last week, that's for us to figure out.
Who's to say? And then, of course, we've got Jeff.
Hello, I am Jeff. I play Selenar, a elf druid. He did not have a mentor, but he wanted one. However, the village he grew up in did not have anyone who could mentor him in history and arcana the way he wished. So that's one of the reasons he left in the first place.
Like this.
He was like, I don't want to build boats and fish for 500 million years.
Elves
Bye.
are stupid.
Wonderful. Thank you all for that very much. And my name is Jared. I'm your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. I play everyone and everything else that is not the 6-player characters. And there's mentors aplenty in Nuuli if you know where to look. So we'll just say that.
Hopefully not dementors.
Hey, you don't know. They may be similar but legally distinct for copyright reasons, but you know.
Sure.
They may be demon tours.
We call them unmentors.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Anyway, wonderful. Well, that all being said, let's dive into last time on Nuuli Forged. Last time on Nuuli Forged, our heroes returned to the Ruddy Plank, where Renata performed a rousing set to an adoring crowd, even giving away an autograph to a woman who just asked for a lock of his hair as a token to remember him by. He decided to go with the autograph. Meanwhile, Selenar had a conversation with a humanoid bear-like individual, and Corvus and Lunine turned in early. The next morning, Selenar noticed a small little gremlin kind of creep out of the tavern, after priorly noting that there seemed to be a small little bit of Renata's hair that was cut a little short. So Selenar chased down the little gremlin, formed as a fox, all the way to a shoddy little stone shack built up in kind of like an overflow area in the docks, where like various sources of water had merged and kind of made like a muddy swamp-esque area with a little gnarled tree that seemed to be growing out of like the side. You know how sometimes trees grow out of the side of a cliff face? Kind of in that kind of a style. Not a very well maintained nor traveled area, so the only light you had were Andra's orbs. So the gremlin, whilst there, sort of convinced Selenar that he only stole some flour for his girlfriend who likes to bake. Selenar became disinterested and let the little gremlin go, but upon his return, the party noticed that both Corvus and Lunine were still unaccounted for, and Holland, the tavern owner, mentioned that some strange ingredients had gone missing from local shops over the last couple of days. Renata realized that these sounded like ingredients to a sleeping potion that he had heard described to him in his past. The party checked on Lunine, and indeed the warrior remained fast asleep. So the group made haste to the shack, and upon approaching were enveloped in this fog-like cloud that made their lives one of the layers of the nine hells. The fog was impossible to see through, choked off their air supply, poisoned them, and while their movements seemed slower because it felt like they were drunk, Ozo managed to beat their way out of the cloud and come face to face with a strange bog, turtle-like creature entity, and eventually Selenar defeated a section of the shoddily constructed porch that Andra had set on fire, which allowed Renata to gain entry to the shack itself, which resulted in him damaging some strange, mean-looking creatures with like blood-rimmed eyes that seemed to like cry tears and mushrooms growing out of their back. It's very weird creatures. Long claws, as well as more little tiny gremlins. However, poor Renata did fall victim to a command spell and was forced to flee, as the creatures he had found and was facing decided to jump out a window into the 1 foot of water below. However, the cluster of strange creatures all gathered by that strange tree that had no reason to really be in this dark underground area, and a green-skinned woman with long, gnarled hair appeared, picked up one of the tiny little gremlins, tore it asunder, and the entire group vanished in shimmering, shifting magics. The party was able to successfully capture one little gremlin that was left behind, but the poor little guy refused to give up any information, managing to escape from Andra's backpack while he was being held. Whilst they were dunking the creature, he took the opportunity to tear through the pack and escape underwater, ruining much of Andra's belongings that were held in the backpack. So now the party has turned to itself. The fog cloud has dissipated, and the wooden porch that was kind of shoddily constructed on the outside of this stone building shack sort of thing is smoldering and pretty much burning down because the fire is still going strong. So it's up to the party to return to the Ruddy Plank and check on their friends. So we pick up. You are all in this sort of, I'm going to keep calling it a swamp, but it's a swamp thing. Andra, you've resummoned your orbs of dancing lights.
Yep.
And
So we can see again.
yeah, you can all see again nicely.
Mhm.
So we've got Ozo, Andra, Renata, and Selenar here at the moment.
Uh-huh.
Ozo's a little quiet and kind of like still looking around in the water for this little gremlin, but the gremlin has vanished.
We did search the shack, right, before we came outside?
Yes.
Not,
Yeah, you did. Renata, you took a look in there and you just found like bits of sleeping draft ingredients.
Okay.
Andra's gonna cuss out Selenar for putting this gremlin in her backpack, and thereby destroying a bunch of her things. She's pretty pissed about that.
apologies. It was an idea in the moment. If any of it can be replaced, I can.
Well, apparently I need a new copy of Tusk Love.
I'd be happy to accompany you back to the bookshop.
It got destroyed, waterlogged, all terrible.
Oh boy.
And I need a new backpack. So yeah, we're gonna have to take a field trip back, and hopefully we can salvage the this ritual book that I've been carrying around that you definitely don't know anything about. I mean, look, a gremlin.
Welcome in, Tanner. Welcome in. We just did our little recap.
I heard Gremlins,
Yep.
and I love that movie.
Yay!
So yeah, Andra's going to continue to wring out her belongings, and and walk along, I guess.
Yeah. So you can all easily make your way back to the ruddy plank. The four of you return. What are you going to do when you get there?
I suppose we ought to go see if the other guys are awake yet.
Yes. So we'll check on Lunine and Corvus.
Cool. You go in and check on your two friends, and they are both still there. They are breathing. They are sleeping.
I'm gonna shake my wet backpack over Corvus's face, so some little drips of water drip onto him.
Onto my mask.
Yeah.
Do you sleep with the mask on?
Oh yeah, we've established this.
Okay. Probably had to lift it up to determine whether or not you were breathing, but you know.
That's fine.
You drip water onto him. He's asleep.
Should I roll for that? How heavy a sleeper am I?
No, you're asleep.
If I may, since I'm familiar with this sleeping potion, would I also know how long the effect lasts for?
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, nope.
You have no idea. Could be another hour. It could be another week. You're not sure.
Cool.
I'm I just look at Lunine and just brush some hair out of his eyes and say, just let the sweet prince sleep.
Wonderful. Ozo decides that they're gonna kind of watch over Corvus for the moment. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. Around noon, which is a few hours later, Corvus and Lunine, you both awaken, and you can tell from the levels of the lighting outside that it's fairly late in the day. The streets are very busy. People are bustling around, and all you remember is like getting back to your room, and then that's it.
What the heck? What happened?
How long ago?
You left before Renata began performing last night. Or maybe you had like a round, or no, you would have had like a round of drinks, but you left after one drink. So you didn't see all of Renata's performance last night.
You missed out.
So is this one of those like sleeps where you wake up and like you have like the pillow imprinted on your face?
Definitely. Like, the sleep was very restful. You feel well rested. It's just much longer than you are used to sleeping in.
God, I wish. The hell.
Yeah, so where did y'all go this morning? What happened?
Yeah, you're both alone in your rooms, so.
Oh, I thought we had already gathered. Sorry.
No, you have just woken up. Everyone else is kind of like down in the tavern.
In those few hours while they were still sleeping,
Mhm.
I would have gone up to my room and tried to like spread out the pages of the ritual book in an attempt to dry it out and salvage it.
Don't you have prestidigitation?
I would also prestidigitate those some of the water off of those pages.
Yeah, you can remove the water like very easily. The smudges, however, remain. So it's going to be some fairly difficult work. You can start doing some deciphering. Just go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
Yeah.
But not today, apparently.
It's rough going. The first few pages. Luckily, most of the damage in the first part of the book is stuff you've already got.
Good.
But it's hard to really figure out what is going on in the second part of the book at this moment. Maybe it needs to like just dry out a little bit more. You might need to like find an expert who does this kind of restoration stuff.
Mm-hmm. Got it. All right. Well, I'm gonna I'll leave it in my room to dry out.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's all.
Yeah. So you two get your stuff together. One thing both of you notice is, Looney, normally you hang up your swords and do all that kind of stuff. You didn't do that last night. Like, you wake up, your swords are just dropped haphazardly. Like, your sword belt is dropped haphazardly next to the bed, and you are like face down, like full clothes, like on the bed. Like almost like drunken, passed out. You both are. Like your normal like get ready for bed ritual did not take place.
Oh shit! I missed my skincare routine. Definitely strange. Guess I'll pick up my stuff kind of quizzically and head downstairs.
Yeah. So you both kind of emerge around the same time.
If Ozo was there, I mean, I definitely would have questioned them as to like, what's going on? Why am I still in bed? And how long have y'all been up and about? Those guys, I know they're not here to answer that, but
yeah, they'd let you know roughly that they think that you were given a sleeping potion somehow, and they've been up since the morning and think they've found the person who did it, but weren't sure how long you were going to be asleep.
Interesting. I think read the mass too. I definitely the last time we talked about this with Ozo, I did go to sleep with it. I think by now, knowing Ozo like I do, and I probably would have slept with it off, I guess is what I'm saying. It would have been very near me. But
yeah, sure. I mean, you just look like a very plain, nondescript human when you sleep, so
Yeah. Although, like, if I had just been drugged and passed out drunkenly, I don't know, maybe it would have stayed on if I had just crashed in bed.
It probably like fell off like right next to you, as opposed to like being placed down carefully.
Yeah,
if
fair.
you fell onto the bed face down, it would probably
break.
I'd have maybe
Break your nose.
Okay, so I guess I will join the party.
Wow. So everyone else is downstairs. Your two sleepy friends emerge about 18 hours or so after they had gone to bed.
Oh, well, if it isn't the Sleeping Beauties coming to join us. Did y'all have a nice nap?
Hours.
Who? You're just fantasizing right now, aren't you?
I am.
What a dream. Yeah, Ozo, sorry, Corvus is going to go right to the point. Like, Ozo tells me that we were drugged somehow.
We think so.
As we know,
How do we think this happened? Where would
there
we
were
have...
some gremlins.
Selenar describes everything that you heard in the last time on Nuuli Forged.
Yeah, I heard all that too, and I still don't know what the fuck happened last week. I'm
I
very
was there, and I'm
confused.
not sure what the fuck happened last week. So
I was like, I can't keep up anymore. What? It's like, how many episodes did we cram into one episode?
There seems to be a woman living at the edge of the docks, or at least operating at the edge of the docks, with a army of small gremlins stealing materials for sleeping potions. If Renata's intuition is to be believed.
no,
And
Do you all
coincidentally, you two just slept for nearly a day. That is all we know.
You missed out on breakfast shenanigans, or BS, as I like to call it.
Corvus just sort of looks.
Yes.
do you describe the woman that you saw?
Oh, me?
Only if asked.
Would
I mean,
you
I would.
describe the woman that you saw?
Why, yes. I shall do so. Via Jared, because I don't remember the description.
So you describe this like green-skinned woman with long, kind of straggly, gnarled hair. Definitely very like fierce and feral looking. I would like Lunine to make a history or arcana check.
Oh,
oh yeah, she was definitely Fae. Oh wait, Andra doesn't know. Andra saw nothing but blackness. Never mind.
well,
Yeah.
Was she on fire?
Even with a 12, Lunine, you recognize both the description and the like MO of the creature. You know that this was a green hag. You know that they are nasty creatures who like to ensorcel humanoids and usually keep like smaller, weaker minions to serve them. They like to, well, they don't like to, but they often do form bands of three known as covens, which make them more powerful by being in one. And they can get up to all kinds of shenanigans.
Breakfast and otherwise.
on this week's episode of the Breakfast Club, well, that
I'm
sounds
sorry,
like a hag.
Jared, would this definitely be who I think it is? I forgot if I asked that last week.
Definitely felt familiar to you, because you actually got a glimpse of her. She was not in a visage you necessarily recognized, but definitely had enough similar attributes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Except for maybe like the very end of your association when things went south. Then there might have been more similarities then.
Okay.
Definitely a hag, you say. What is a hag?
Old creepy lady of the woods, essentially. Except they normally like to be three creepy ladies.
Do we think there are more creepy ladies?
You
running
think there's
around?
two more?
They generally form a band of three.
Do we think we were targeted in any way? What would they want with us?
Who? God, nobody knows what a hag would really want,
But
except the hag.
but also they took Renata's hair. Or his hair is mysteriously missing.
Renata?
Is Renata bald?
No, I'm not bald.
Is there
No.
a bald
I
spot?
still.
Upon
No,
being
no,
told
no.
that, you look, and there's just like one little like part of his hair that's a little bit shorter than the others.
Oh, okay. So it's not like someone just took a razor to like
Half his head.
the small.
No,
chunk of
it looks like a very small bit of like the ends of his hair were like clipped in like one little tiny, like a little tiny handful, like smaller than like a child could grab.
Mm.
Like a gremlin handful.
Almost.
Do I know the kinds of things Faye could do with the piece of hair from any books or lore? Or
Oh, without question, there's all kinds of bad shit that could happen, but also all kinds of good shit. Depends on the.
good shit will happen.
It depends on the personality of the Fey creature and their desires.
Fair. Well, that's unfortunate that they got some of your hair.
Yeah.
But, any chance were the gremlins saying any from auntie, mother? Anything like that?
I'm sorry, I missed the last part you said. Were the gremlins what?
Calling her like auntie
Oh,
or
calling
mother?
her.
Not that we heard,
I
but
personally
we
don't
were
recall. Yeah.
we were busy at the time.
Underwater.
Unless Jared, you want us?
You heard a few of them say something like mistress, but no one called them like mother or anything like that.
Well,
Yeah. So, mistress.
probably some sort of familiar then.
Did I understand Ozo correctly? Do you know where this hag is?
I mean, we know where the shack is, but she left.
She left. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Let me
we
show you the
really.
shack. I'm sure
Maybe-
it's still there.
Is it not Ash now?
Yeah. To be fair,
Perhaps.
we screwed the pooch on this one and just botched it entirely. They're long gone, and I think it'll be a while before we see them again. If we see them again.
Oh. If they have your hair, we'll be seeing them again.
Yeah. No, you're right. You know, unless I'm not directly involved. I mean, really, hair is a common ingredient for so many spells and potions and recipes.
This is the hag.
But why your hair specifically?
Why not my hair? And then I do like a flip of my hair.
Yeah, better than mine.
Can I do a performance check on this?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Let's go. All right, I rolled a nat 1 last roll, so this is going to be a nat 20.
Please.
I like how you think that's the balance of things.
Uh-huh.
It is obviously the balance of things.
That is the balance.
18's good. It is majestic. It's like one of those things where, like in anime, they do the hair flip and then it's like light and sparkling, like starburst behind it for an instant.
Corvus actually raises an eyebrow, not that you would know.
Yes, it's quite glamorous, actually.
I'm a little concerned that we seem to be targeted in this, and I don't know anything about hags. Am I to believe that this could be completely random and we were just unfortunate
I mean,
victims?
unfortunately, when you travel with me, that is a price of fame, my friend.
Oh yeah? What are you
Yes.
famous for, again? I didn't mean that in a disrespectful way. The hair flip.
I tossed my hair again. Everything?
Well, when you say you botched it, did you upset her in any way?
I mean,
Did
we
we
did burn
upset
down
her? I
her
mean-
hut.
Yeah, we burned down her hut. We encroached on her territory.
I feel like some people might have actually hurt them, but all I did was burn down the hut.
All I did.
That might be enough to upset someone, admittedly.
Ah, Sylvanus.
I didn't know it was there. It was dark.
Sylvanus.
It was foggy.
Sylvanus.
Well, the last thing you want to do is upset a hag. And if you upset one, this is fortunate.
You'd probably have
Yeah,
tried
but I mean, like, eventually they'll forgive and forget, right? Lunine, right? They'll forgive and forget.
They they say even dragons don't cross hags.
We don't have a dragon with us.
Who said that? No one says
Legends.
that.
You piss off an immortal creature. Well,
that's no good.
long-lived,
It's
rather.
got your hair.
Wait,
No,
they're
hags are
immortal?
immortal.
They
It's much
just
different.
don't.
Immortal hag
die
is
of
much
old
different
age.
than a weird lady from the woods.
That's what they generally come off as. Or they don't. Their true form is just horrifying, and they couldn't get close to anybody.
Where do they come from?
My home. Well, Fey realm.
Is that where they escaped to?
That's the second
Possibly.
connection to the Fey realm so far on our adventure.
I really, really wanted to say, where did they go? Where did they come from?
I do.
I resisted. Corvus is thinking for a moment because he's definitely got pressing business in town, and he doesn't want to be distracted
Yes,
by.
your business that you were very eager to, now that you have all this information on these lieutenants, has been significantly delayed because you did not get to start last night, and you were asleep for 18 hours. So
Yeah.
you've lost almost a full day.
Excellent. Well, just in case there were any people that were on the lookout for me, any suspicious people, they'll.
I guess it's not actually like 18 hours. It's probably more like 12 hours.
But you slept through anything you were going to do overnight last night.
Yeah.
Correct. He would have. Yeah. I would like to maybe get something going to that end with what is remaining in the day. I'm going to have to pull up the notes, basically just pick someone and try to see if I can find them.
Mm-hmm.
And just watch them for a bit. And I know this is me speaking as a player, not a character, and splitting the party is often a terrible idea, and that seems to be all Corvus wants to do. But I'm not sure if it's a good idea to bring 4 other people with me for this. However, if anyone wants to help me act as a lookout, then the invitation is extended.
I mean, we need to go back to Talon's tomes because my books got damaged. So
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see if there's anything there about Fey and the connection between our realm and...
I can go with you, Corvus.
Thank you, Looney. Ozo? Can we assume Ozo comes?
Yeah, that's kind of their MO.
Great. This is going to work out great. My own personal monk. I'm just kidding. So that leaves Renata.
Yeah, no, of course I'll come. You help me, I help you.
All right.
Oh, look, the book nerds are going off to the bookstore again.
I mean, do you want a friend? If we are being targeted by something,
No, we could take care of
you
ourselves.
probably don't want to bring Renata with you.
I mean, I also
where
need,
are you going, though? Our errand shouldn't take too long. Perhaps we'll meet you after.
Fair enough. Once I pull up my notes, I'll tell you.
I mean, I also need to duck into a Hestia's Havals, I think, and see if they have any more backpacks because
Yeah, we need a general store.
mine has a big gaping hole in it, gaping gremlin-sized hole.
Like five claw-sized holes.
Yeah,
One of which got torn larger, perhaps.
yeah. It's
When he escaped and let the other ones
it is a
out.
little less functional as a backpack these days. So
I don't understand. Oh. Why would I type in docs? It pulls up sheets. I never understand why it does that.
I don't
Okay,
have an
well, I'll
answer
get Lunine and Renat together, and I'll go over the sort of marks that I've been given. And we'll maybe try to like find a little game plan of how we could watch them. I'm not even opposed to, because I've lost some time, if it looks like two of these people hang out in similar-ish locations, which I think they do just totally based on memory, there might be a world where we could have, we could watch two people at the same time.
I mean,
I think
Calamine's Lotions is right next to the bookstore. We went there the last time.
as always, if you ever travel near there, please give me any intel if you notice something out of the ordinary or strange happening, but don't do anything to draw attention to yourself, of course.
Last time I bought some salve. I think it's at the bottom of the bog now.
I could get some more salve. All right, so I've got Sulf and Denkar. Easily overlooks, passes the same streets every day, same time. That one might be hard to track down while he's on the streets. However, he spends a lot of time at Lucky Chance. Perhaps Renata might be useful tracking down this Lucy Silversong, the halfling musician. Woman with a purple flute. Hangs out in the Heart Tier near the college, or in Spraycatch.
Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, this individual seems to be making themselves known, performing on the streets, so we'll ask around. We'll be good.
Halfling, let's see. Who else should I... Sulfin I could probably try to track down. Lucky Chance. Was there someone else that also hung out near the Lucky Chance?
I have a note about Lucky Chance also on my notes I keep. It literally just says Lucky Chance in Heart Tier.
Well, okay, great.
Which means I thought it was interesting.
You know that it's a casino. Yeah.
It's in the Heart Tier. I thought it was in the docks near Vaughn's varietal.
No, that's the. I think that's the Brawl. If that's what. But there are two people that hang out near the Brawl. One is a watcher and one is a fighter. Maybe the Heart Tier is where we go today. We'll keep an eye out for this Lucy Silversong or Sulfin Denkar, and I'll describe his look. And three of us as we go out, we should try to don't stick too close together, but close enough that if we need to get one another's attention, we could. And this is what we're looking for. And I'll sort of describe the people, Sulfin and Lucy, as they both.
So shall we reconvene at Lucky Chance after our...
near Lucky Chance. Definitely the Heart Tier, I think, is where we're going today. The remainder of this.
I hear there's also a spa there.
There is the Velvet Pillar there as well.
12-hour nap and a spa day?
You already slept for 12 hours.
I have Golden Pillow is next to Lucky Chance, and it's a spa.
For some reason, I wrote Velvet Pillar as a fancy spa.
You're both wrong, but close. So it is the Velvet Pillow. It is not the Golden Pillow nor the Velvet Pillar.
So close.
If
If you both put your answers together, you get there.
You would have found it, yeah.
And it's near the obelisk you're not supposed to grope.
Yeah. Well, it's in the same neighborhood, the same tier.
That's funny.
Shall
we go grope the obelisk some more?
Yeah, that worked so well.
They were pretty pissed when I did that.
Worth it.
What is there? Have we passed through the Heart Tier already before? I'm trying to remember if that was something we.
Yes.
I mean, it's near the college, right? No.
The college is on the Heart Tier.
The college is on the Heart Tier.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a common landmark in that area that we've all been past that we can agree to meet up at
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, the heart tier consists of 3 levels of like richer neighborhoods and homes.
Yeah.
More expensive like shops, inns, like academies. People that like cater to like money are like on the heart tier.
Banking, colleges, casino, obelisks, and temples. Is what I.
Your one-stop shop for all of the above.
But
Excellent.
don't grope the obelisks. They don't like it.
You have been warned. Okay, great. The way I see it, there's 4 people that I'm trying to observe. 2 of them are more likely candidates for a disguise, and those are the 2 we'll go after, and we think they might be found near or around the same place, whereas the other 2 seem to hang out at some point at the brawl. So perhaps that is a tomorrow problem.
That sounds like it's
Here we
maybe an
go.
evening event as opposed to a thing we might do
And also,
at noon.
come evening time, though, if you still find yourself no calamine's lotion, maybe just have a nonchalant peek at any comings and goings. Anyway, with that, shall we? I have unfortunately wasted most of the day, so I think it's time to set out with my band of compadres.
Sure. You can head on up. Where are you looking specifically? Like who are you looking for? Because you've got a couple options by your own admission.
The Selfin, I don't know if we'll be able to catch him on the street, although it seems that he makes the same path every day. So if we happen by the lucky chance, and I'm going to guess later in the evening, that's where we're going to try to look for him. And there's also the pleasure house that he hangs out at, but we'll save that as a last resort. So perhaps we're looking first for Lucy Silversong, who is a musician and playing, and I would imagine that would be perhaps a daytime activity. What did you say? Sorry.
The boneyard.
The boneyard, yes.
Yeah. That's down by the docks, though.
No. She hangs out. Oh, you mean the boneyard? Sorry. I'm talking about Lucy Silversong hangs out near the college or in Spraycatch. I know that's a different place. We'll start near the college.
Okay.
Right, but Selenar and I are going to the spray catch.
Oh, great. Well, if you see a if you see a slim woman with reddish brown hair playing a purple flute, take note.
Not tell you because I can't read my scroll of messaging.
That's so you don't have to tell me immediately.
We will take note.
Thank you.
Yes.
And we'll tell you later.
Yeah. I mean, you can... Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go.
Yeah. So you head on up there. The other 2 are heading to the spray catch to Talon's Tomes.
And
we're looking for a place to replace
travel.
Audra's stuff on the way. If we pass a traveler's kit book, pack store.
Hestia's Haval's, I think, is our general store.
Yeah, going in there, there's a halfling woman and a human woman kind of running the shop. And they can pretty much sell you a new Scholars Pack, which has all that stuff. Backpack, bottle of ink, pen, 10 sheets of parchments, little bag of sand, little small knife. Pretty much everything that was ruined, except for your,
Except for the books.
Except for the books. They can sell that to you for 40 gold.
Great.
I can pay for it. Selenar offers. It was my bad idea that ruined it in the first place.
Okay. I'm not gonna complain about that. So it's whatever's in the. I can just look up what's in the stupid scholars kit.
Yeah. It's on D&D Beyond.
One copy of the Lusty Argonian Maid. One copy of Tusk Glove.
Well, those are different. Those are specialty books that came from
Those we're
Talon's
going to have
Tomes.
to go back to Talon's Tomes for.
Every
Um,
Skyrim playthrough, that is my goal, to find the lusty Argonian maid.
Yeah. It's been in print since Morrowind. It's awesome.
All right. Well, you get the scholars pack from Hestius Haval. You can make your way over to Talon's tomes. They're not too far from one another. And you see Talon is in there. This blue dragonborn with the little pince-nez spectacles. Oh, I say. Welcome back to Talon's tomes. What can I get for you today?
Well, looking for some two things. Looking for some light reading material, as mine was recently damaged, and also looking to see if you can recommend someone who might repair more valuable damaged books. Not so much my novels, but I have a very old book that was water damaged that I'm looking for someone to help restore.
Oh, I might know a few people. Come back tomorrow, and I'll have some names for you. I'll do some investigating.
Okay.
But in the meantime, you can grab a. He does have one more copy of Tusk Glove.
Oh, thank God.
It's been flying off the shelves.
No, he only had two. But it is yours for the golden price of 7 silver pieces.
Sold. I will buy a fresh copy of Tusk Glove,
Yeah.
as it is my current
Your
favorite
book.
Mm-hmm.
So while she's talking, I'm looking on the shelves for anything Bay Realm related.
You
Go
said
ahead.
7 silver?
Yep. Go ahead. Make an investigation check, Selenar.
I can find the button.
Button. 17.
Button. Who's got the button?
Yeah, you find what you think to be a pretty decent book. You kind of pick it up and flip through it. It seems like it's more of like a guide. It's actually called Grail's Guide to Lower Fae.
Flipping through it real quick. So I know that Elvish power originated in the Fey realm.
Mm-hmm.
Does this book seem like it would have knowledge in it that I don't already know?
Oh yeah,
Doing
definitely.
an
Like
origin noble thing.
yeah, it looks like it's got like details on some like more common creatures that you could encounter there, and like general kind of rules about the Fey realm. It doesn't have anything like you look at the like index and there's no like map of the Fey realm or like glossary or like notable people.
I'm more interested in how physical items and creatures could be crossing over into the material plane, because this makes no sense to Selenar. I don't think it's happened for thousands of years, but twice in our adventures so far it has. So
yeah, a quick look. It does look like there is a chapter about like the Fey realm and how to get there.
Okay, I buy it.
Okay.
Or I bring it to the counter.
Yeah. Oh, interesting tome. That tome's rather rare, so that will be 1 gold piece for that tome.
A fair price.
Oop.
I'll just buy it.
Yep. You now have Grail's Guide to Lower Fae.
Grail, like the Holy Grail.
Grayle.
Okay, I
Ooh.
like the name. Cool. I'm sure I haven't seen the last of you, or I haven't been here the last time. I'm sure I'll see you again.
You are
Amazing.
quite welcome, of course. But yeah, that is what you discover at Talon's Tomes.
Do you think we should poke our heads into potion shop? I still don't quite understand what Corvus was looking for there. Anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, we can poke our head in, although I'm a little concerned that then we'll, the last time we went in there, we ended up buying things because they were very, very pushy.
I didn't buy a thing. I can go in if you are uncomfortable.
All right, let's go. Sure, we can go and poke our head in Calamine's lotions, I guess.
Yeah. You pop in, and the proprietress, Calamine, is there. Oh, welcome in. So nice to see you again. Welcome, welcome. It's an honor that you've chosen to revisit my establishment. How may I aid you today? Would you care for more health potions? I have a couple more available.
Actually, yes.
Perhaps, yeah.
I could use a health potion.
Ah, well, they are 50 gold apiece.
Great. I will purchase one, as I used mine in the,
Well, I'm glad it was useful for whatever shenanigans you may have encountered. I hope nothing too dangerous.
I mean, I was almost dead, hence needing the health potion, but yeah, sure.
Oh. Well, I'm glad that I could have helped in some small capacity, I'm sure. Now, what else could I interest you in? I have some interesting potions available.
While they're talking about health potions, I wander off into the aisles, just vaguely looking for, not expecting to find anything of note, but...
Yeah, so it's less of a, like, wander the aisles kind of shop, and more of like a... Most of the product is behind the desk, and it's like just like a small, like, standing area with a couple windows.
It's an inner city liquor store.
Kind of.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
It's the Popeyes on 125th. I understand.
Yeah, similar to that. Because most of her expensive stuff is
Yeah, sure.
on her side of the thing, too.
So it looks
Dissuade
completely
people.
normal, same as it was the last time we were here, I assume.
Yeah, feel free to make an investigation check.
Yeah, Selenar and Jeff both don't know what I'm looking for here.
Sure. Yeah, as you're poking around, it seems like it's just a normal kind of apothecary kind of shop. Like there's some like herbal ingredients that you recognize hanging from the ceiling, like drying in a variety of places. You can kind of smell like something bubbling away. There must be like a still or a kitchen or something like that in the back. And it's not unpleasant. It's very aromatic in here. Imagine like a Bath and Body Works kind of vibe, or like somewhere where like potpourri is used to enhance the experience.
The Yankee Candle Store in Deerfield.
Yes, very much so.
Great. So I just stand quietly waiting for her to be done talking.
I will inquire about the other potions available.
Well, if I may be so bold, you seem to be of a studious bent. If you are researching tomes and languages unfamiliar to you, I have a draft that can help with that.
Really?
I do, yes. I also have a potion that's a bit of a study aid as well. It will keep you awoke. It will keep you up and at them all through the night.
I see. I think I'm potentially more interested in this reading things I don't understand.
I'm curious that no one's ever done that on the obelisk.
How does this potion work?
Well, you drink the potion, and it allows you to be able to understand a literal meaning of any language that you hear or you see. You may read a language.
And how long do the effects of this last?
It is a limited use. It's an hour. But you can learn a lot in an hour if you're good at studying.
It's true. It's true. How much is this potion?
50 gold. It's a very useful study aid.
It is at that. And what does the other one do? Is it just a pot of coffee?
No, this potion will allow you to work throughout the night, and as long as you don't exert yourself, you will feel as though you had slept without issue. Perfect for those late-night cram sessions.
Fascinating. I'm just kind of, while I'm talking to her, I'm glancing around to see if Selenar is done with his investigation of the shop.
Yeah, Selenar's just kind of standing there looking around bored.
All right. Well, so I've got this. I've bought this health potion, and this comprehending languages potion. You sure you couldn't do a better price on that?
I'm sorry, my prices are set.
Curious to go speak to Talon about that one, or ask Trip Sharprunner himself why no one has ever used it to understand the obelisk.
I couldn't say, I'm sure.
We may be back for it at a later time, but it's good
Very
to know
well.
that you have it.
For the moment, I do. But it's getting to be study session up at the Shant College soon, and I'm sure I'll have customers.
Fair. Well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
You as well. Do feel free to come back at any time.
I'm sure we shall.
Enjoy your purchase. Have a wonderful day. And you exunt from Calamine Lotions.
Yep.
Meanwhile...
If I'm wrong, Jared, but
Yeah.
my notes say in Cliffside of History, Trip Sharprunner, the author, said that no one knew what the language on the obelisk said.
Correct.
Okay. Talon's Tomes is right next door?
No, it's in a different tier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
You mean to
The bookstore.
to
'cause-
to Calamine's Lotions? You mean? Sorry, I thought you were asking about the obelisk. Yeah, Talon's Tomes is not too far off. It's not like right next door, but it's not far.
Well, Talon had told me 2 visits ago that he knew... Was it Talon that knew Trip Sharprunner, or was it CL... God, what was her name? My shit is... CL Galhuza, the lore master at the college, said someone knew Trip Sharprunner.
Yeah, CL knew Trip Sharprunner.
Okay. Visiting her again is on my to-do list,
Sure.
but not right now.
Okay.
I mean, we're headed to the Heart Tier anyway. We're supposed to meet them at the casino there.
True.
You've got plenty of time, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do we? I guess we started midday.
When last we were at Talon's Tomes, he recommended a ink and paper and parchment shop or person, Kovacs.
Yeah.
On a poke in and poke. Is that nearby?
It's a little bit of a walk, but it's in this area of the spray catch. Yeah.
I'd like to poke in there and see if he knows anyone who specializes in restoring old books.
Yeah, so you're met by this like half-orcish man who's fairly average build, kind of average height, and he's got like not like huge tusks, but like medium-sized tusks. And he just kind of processes your request for a moment and is like, I don't do much repairing so much. I mainly deal in kits to allow people to do that sort of work. I've got all kinds of crafting kits and fine art tools and that sort of thing. I'm sure one of the customers I had must be able to do it, but I don't exactly get into details about their doings with them.
Fair. I just I'm in search of a book restorer and thought you might know of one.
Well, Talon over at Talon Tomes, he does a lot of book work. He might know someone a little quicker. Maybe someone up by the college, maybe? Up in the Heart tier.
All right. Well, it was worth asking.
Yeah, sorry, that's a very expensive service, so the Heart tier is probably where that kind of thing would be.
Fair. Alrighty. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. If you need anything, you want to get into brewing your own ale or decanting your own wine or calligraphy or something like that, you come on back and I'll get you set up.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right. Well, have a good day. And you leave.
Anyone want to brew wine or beer? Apparently, you can get a kit.
Between you and Selenar, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope, not a thing. Cool. That's all I got. Selenar?
If CL's office is on the way to where we're meeting Corvus and friends, I would maybe swing in and knock on her door, but if it's not, then I will do it some other time. I don't want to delay us any further.
I don't think we're the holdup on this in this project, so
Yeah, you don't know exactly what Corvus is doing, but he's like looking for a person in a city, so it's like
Good luck. Good luck.
yeah. You don't know how that process is going to pan out or go exactly.
right.
Well, maybe CL will know someone at the college, given she is the lore master of the school. She might know someone to repair your book as well.
Sure.
So maybe we can kill two birds with one stone here.
Sounds good to me.
So I know where her office is, so I just go to it.
Yeah, you head on up there. She comes out and greets you. Hello again. I see you, Selenar.
I see you as well. I've come to ask for a connection. Last time we spoke, you mentioned that you knew the author of Cliffside History, a Mr. Trip Sharprunner.
Yes.
I'm hoping to speak with him before we leave town.
Well, I don't believe he's in town at the moment. He doesn't necessarily live here. He's a bit of a wandering archaeologist sort of man. Lovely chap, but
Perhaps I'll pick your mind anyway. I pull out the Cliffside History book that is in my bag and flip to the part where it mentions the obelisk in town, which I had asked her about already.
Mm-hmm.
And it says here, he writes, the language on the obelisk is unknown, and no one knows what it says. But my friend Andra and I here just visited Calamine's, Calamine's Lotions, is that correct?
Lotions. Yep.
And she stocks a potion that would let anyone be able to interpret the writing on the obelisk. I'm wondering if it's been tried before.
Yes, usually about once a semester, some new student tries it, convinced that they found the way to solve this mystery.
I'm certain it would have been done before, and not done for whatever reason.
Yes, the individual who attempts it usually ends up with a splitting headache and a bloody nose for a few days. I couldn't tell you why.
Well, that answers that. On a completely unrelated topic, we had an unfortunate run-in the docks, and a rare tome of Andra's got damaged. We're
Oh.
looking for someone to repair it. And striking out on that request. Do you know anyone?
Well, I do know someone. She's a bit interesting. Her work is impeccable, but she's interesting and she's quite pricey. But
I like interesting.
the college,
Not really
the college has made use of her services many times, and I see her usually once a month for book club.
If you'd be so kind as to point us in her direction, we would be very grateful.
Ah, of course. Let me get you her address. And she kind of like goes over to her desk and takes out a piece of parchment, writes something down on it, and passes it over to you. This is where you will find her. Her name is Haven.
Haven?
Haven. She's
Deeply appreciated.
yes. I do hope you enjoy yourselves.
Well, with that, it's getting late. We won't keep you any further, but we appreciate you taking time to see us.
Of course. Have a good day.
Where is this address? Is it...
It is on the heart tier.
Would you like to go knock on her door?
Do we have time, or do we need to go meet our friends?
I don't know. Has the sun set yet? We're underground. Does the sun ever set?
The lamps shift.
Have
The lamp shift, yeah.
changed?
Have the
Lamps
lamps
changed.
shifted?
They're not in night mode yet.
Okay, well, let's
Sounds like we have time.
let's try then. I'm a little dissuaded by the mention of her being pricey, but it's worth a try.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Do you
Okay.
have the book on you, or is it still in your room?
I took it with me. I would have. I left it out to dry earlier when we were waiting for
Just making sure.
people, but I would not have left. Once we left the tavern, I would not have left it unattended.
Great. So you head on over to the address for Haven, and you pass beautiful stone buildings that are all like well maintained and have had embellishments put on to designate like what kind of person lives there. You're like past the like college area, and in the more like nice boutique shops and like fancy abodes, like townhouses kind of vibe, like very much like Greenwich Village kind of vibes.
This is the fancy people part of town.
Yeah, kind of like get towards like the Upper East Side. You know what I mean? Like Central Park East kind of vibes. Yeah. So all these like rich folk and whatnot live up in this area. And then you kind of turn a corner and come to an area where like the buildings on either side are very well maintained. And then the building in the middle that you're looking at, matching the address, is... You can see it once was very well kept up, and now it's just not. Like, there's, like, crates and boxes, like, all sitting out in front, like, stacked up on each other, like, half open or empty, or with, like, straw, like, pouring out of them, like, packing materials. Almost as though, like, people have, like, been putting all their Amazon boxes, like, up, and just kind of, like, it's just, like, a pile of old stuff. Nothing of value, just, like, stuff they didn't want in the house anymore.
Is this the address we were given?
Yep.
Well,
We're here.
we may as well give her a try. Well, knock on the door.
Okay. You give a knock and you hear, "Hold on!" And a few moments later, the door opens up in one fluid motion, whoosh, all the way open. and you see a short, squat tiefling woman with like red skin and spiraling ram horns and a bright white mohawk, and like one eye that's covered with like not an eye patch, but with like an eye patch that has like a protruding goggle lens.
Ooh.
And she's wearing these like robes that are kind of like overalls. They've got like a bunch of pockets, and there's all kinds of like very delicate like tools and knives and stuff sticking out of them. She's like, "Hello, how are you? What can I do for you?"
Hello, are you Haven?
Of course, I am Haven.
It's fabulous to meet you, Haven.
It should be. What do you want?
I will, brief aside, I would love to know the name of your tailor, because I love this overall robe thing you've got going on. It's fabulous.
Did it myself.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody could fucking get it right, so I needed to figure it out for my own.
Fair. They do say that is the only way to get things done. The real reason we are here, however, is what was the lore master's name? The lore master.
Galhuza sent us to you. We're in need of a little.
Oh, Ciel from the college. Love her. She's great.
Yes, you see, I have
part of the book club. Are you joining the book club?
Perhaps. But more immediately, I have this very old book that I've a family heirloom, and it has sustained.
Get it out, girl. Come on. I've got stuff to do. What do we want?
We're hoping you can repair the water damage in her old tome.
Oh, is that all? Yeah, I can do that.
I'm glad the two of you are traveling together.
Let me see the book.
Andra will take out the book.
Oh, yeah, that got fucked up real good, didn't it?
Yeah, someone put a gremlin in my backpack.
Sounds like an interesting time. Don't care. Let's see. This thing. Whew, oh, that's some smudging. All right, honestly, the first, 30 pages, gone. Like, that first chapter, that's not coming out. So, I don't know what that was, but, oof. After that, not too bad. Yeah.
The good news is I've already read the first chapter, so,
Oh, well, there you go.
hopefully I can remember it all.
Good. Well, hope so too. I can probably get the rest of it done. Yeah, I think so. Let's see, something like this with my current schedule. It's going to take about... Yeah, you leave this with me for about 3 months, and I should have it for you about then. And 500 gold.
3 months?
Yeah. What, you think it just takes like an hour to fix a page of wet besodden ink?
No, I'm certain that you require all the time. I am
And I've got other shit to do.
Of course you do. I don't live in this town, and I'm not sure we're going to be in town that long.
Well, then if you give it to me, at least if you come back after 3 months, it'll still be here.
Right. I'm going to I think for the moment we're going to meet up with our fellow travelers and see what our schedule is like, and if I
all right,
if I'll be able to return and get it back from you in the future. So Andra is going to grab her book.
Yeah, she gives it back to you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's all, goodbye. And she closes the door.
Nice to meet you.
Of course it was! You hear through the door.
I really hope we see this character again. It's in 3 months.
She's the opposite of CO.
Oh, very much so. But they get along really well.
Sure. Were you going to tell me about the book club?
I think that ship has passed, so to speak.
She opens the door. Oh, I thought you... Oh, well, you said you were going to join. You said you might join, but then you said you weren't going to be around. So why the fuck would I tell you about the book club? Are you staying or are you going? What are you doing?
We're going.
All right, goodbye. Poof. The door.
Oh, everyone needs a stoic elf behind them to answer everything. questions.
Yeah, you could tell Haven not someone for niceties or details in life.
Nope. I tried.
You did. She's just not that way.
Nope.
Yeah. Selenar not used to people speaking that quickly or doing anything that quickly for any reason. Perhaps
Maybe.
it is time to go meet our friends.
You would not have
Perhaps.
liked Grig.
No. Perhaps Haven is a frequent consumer of that potion, the study all night potion.
The pot of coffee potion.
Yeah.
I think that concludes our business before meeting Corvus, though.
Yep. I think so as well. We're gonna head over toward that the casino.
Lucky chance.
All right, you head over that way. Meanwhile, we're going to flash back to our other group of stalwart adventurers here. So, you have made your way up to the Heart tier. You are looking for Lucy Silversong? Is that who you're looking for?
Yeah.
You don't sound committed to this plan.
Yeah. Commitment. That's what I got. Lots of it.
Okay, great.
It's on the list.
No, he's been committed, is what
Cool.
it means.
I have.
So, because there's 4 of you, you are welcome to make an investigation check at advantage.
Excellent news.
Yeah. Great, a 15.
Jesus, thank God for the advantage.
Cool. So you spend a few hours kind of like wandering as a group, and then you kind of like split off and like meet back up together. And eventually one of you comes back with news that you have found, it's probably Renata, actually. Renata, you find a group of college students kind of all sitting like on a street, like on the sidewalk area, kind of just watching a street performer with a flute doing amazing work. It's a slim halfling woman with reddish brown hair. She's playing notes that become visible and dance around her. And it's a jaunty little tune. But what strikes out to you is something that Corvus mentioned. She's playing a purple flute.
Target acquired.
Yeah. And you go back to the group with that information and her general vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. Corvus, what's the plan?
Yeah.
So yeah, it did occur to me that perhaps I should have done this while we were walking to the Heart tier, but I should explain myself a bit better. So yeah, Corvus will explain to the group that I need to find a way in. By the way, can we make sure that we're in either a place so crowded that idle chit-chat would go unnoticed, or we need to like go hide somewhere? What I'm about to say could be delicate information.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you can pull off into like a dark alley or whatever if you want. Go ahead, make a perception check as you do so.
Make sure I'm not followed.
Yeah.
Also, as we were out searching about, much like I did with Ozo the last time I went out about in the city, I will have taken off the mask.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah, a 19. You are confident that there are no wandering eyes who are interested in you that are like paying attention to your group as you have this little chat.
Okay. I'm trying to locate each of the targets that was described to me the other night in the graveyard. on my contact. I need to observe them in the very least. Each of these targets is close to Darren, the leader of the local guild. I need to weigh in, and I'm trying to get as much information as I can. One of the early ideas I had was that I'm not too shabby at disguises, even if it's only if it's enough just to slip by someone. But I must be honest, I don't have a full plan made yet, so I'm open to any suggestions, anything that stands out to anyone, and I'm trying to basically use the resources of other eyes. If you've got any ideas, you notice anything extraordinary or out of the ordinary. I'm not sure how helpful this bard you've spotted is going to be, but I figured the information can't hurt. Now, is there any information that Renata may have needed to report back to me about his finding? He saw them first, right?
Yeah, Renata found where she is. Like, that's all that's been achieved at this moment.
Okay, at this moment, then I will suggest perhaps to avoid any, unneeded or unwanted attention.
And,
with a group.
She is performing on the street. Like, she is not hiding.
Yeah, okay. Then I would like to go watch her for a bit. And we don't need to stand together, the four of us, so that makes sense. Like, we all want to go watch her. We should make like we're just people in a crowd for a moment. And maybe stay within eye shot of each other. Is that a word? And if we need to leave, then I'll give you a signal and we'll walk out of the crowd and move on to our next target. Do I gain anything by standing and watching for a moment? Because the investigation role, I think, so far has just been to try to locate this person, right?
Yeah, make a perception check. Because now you're, watching her, so, that's obviously perception. You could even do an insight roll if you wanted.
Aye. That is how it works, by the way. Mike's law is what we will call this.
I mean, what you get is you see a fabulous performance from a very skilled flautist, and she's got little magical enhancements somehow that are making notes appear on the air, kind of swirl around her in this in these purples and reds. It seems like when she goes up, they are purple. When she goes down, they are red. But and the crowd is clapping, and you see coins being thrown into her little open satchel that she's got at the base of her feet, and she's kind of dancing around it. And you even see some students taking notes, but you don't notice anything crazy.
I don't know what occurred, whether it was dust in my eye or just sheer bad luck to prompt that one, but I am frustrated and not satisfied with this encounter and the information I have gleaned from it. So I'm going to try to look for another member of the party to give a signal that I'm leaving, and then I'm going to walk away.
Yeah. Go ahead. Make an insight check as well, if you would be so kind.
Anything.
Yeah.
See? Mike's law. What is happening?
Here's what you get on a 15, Corvus. While she is performing, she's all smiles and outwardly she's very engaging, but you see and follow her eyes, and her eyes are targeting, she's making eye contact with everybody, but she's specifically eyeing people who are well-dressed, people who look like they have visible bulges for coin purses or satchels, that kind of thing. You get the sense, because you know how this kind of shit works. She's eyeing up potential marks. That's what you get on a 15.
Call that a thief's perspective. Okay.
Keep an eye on those bulges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Renata in particular has one that we should get him out of there before he's in danger. Okay, so either way, I probably didn't get as much as I might have hoped. So I'm going to, or maybe I'm feeling uninspired by this first mark, but it was maybe the easiest one. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that says. The next step, I think, is to meet up. I'll just sort of inform them that the next plan, the next person we're searching for, is Sulfan Dinkar. He might be hard to spot on the streets. He's a bit shorter than average. He's quiet, awkward. He's got a bit of a paunch and scraggly hair. Big marker, though, is he's got a scar on the left side of his face. He is likely to end up at either the Lucky Chance, the casino, or at the pleasure house, Voms Verital. Hence why we're going to try Lucky Chance first. I think. And perhaps, now that I know that Lucy is scanning the crowd, we really should get out of there before one of us maybe gets made.
Yeah. With that insight check, you notice that her eyes definitely took note of Lunin's very fancy looking swords.
Okay, I might mention that to Lunin as we walk away. It's like, hey, maybe should have said this before, but as someone who may know a thing or two about spotting valuable objects, your swords definitely they stand out.
And Lunin himself also stands out.
Well, that probably goes without saying, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. He's a very attractive man with very distinct features.
Yeah, so I might deliberately avoid coming near Lunin until we find ourselves well out of potential range of the bard.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. So you all you're heading over to the Lucky Chance. All right. You head on over there. And what you see when you get over to the Lucky Chance is a large 3-storied manse built out of stone that the edges have been gilded, and statues have either been recarved or added that are statues of tumbling dice and various figures in all sorts of ecstatic poses with big smiles. And it seems like everything on the facade is made to look like this is a fun place to be. And you can hear large crowds and music coming from inside. And as you approach, you can see that there is this large half-giant kind of standing there, looking at your group as you head your way towards the Lucky Chance. And he looks at you as you enter, and he's like, "Hello, welcome to the Lucky Chance."
Hey, good evening. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. First time at the casino.
It is, and it's been highly spoken of all over town, so I thought I should check it out before I leave.
All right. Entry-level tables are 2 silver minimum, just so as you know. If you think you're high rolling, though, you can let me know. And I can see that you're given appropriate attention.
Oh, well, that's good to know then. If I feel like luck is on my side tonight, I will come find you. What was your name?
Greg?
Thank you, Greg.
No.
Hope you have a nice evening.
Not Greg. Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, there you go.
I
only say that because we got a regular Greg on the night shift, so it matters.
Oh, I see. to avoid confusion, of course. Well,
Was it like Greg with like 3 E's?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, how would you else spell it?
at least 2.
Yeah, that's why I use 3.
Avoids confusion. Anyway, I'm going to check out the floor.
Yeah. Just be mindful, weapons are not allowed to be drawn. Cheating is strictly prohibited. No magics of any kind to influence the outcomes of odds or chance or other shenanigans. Be mindful of all security personnel. They will look much like myself, dressed in such finery as this. And you notice his getup. It's very much like, imagine a tuxedo, but red and white instead of like black. So it's like mostly red, and then like the lapels are white. Very much like kind of a gambling theme.
Snazzy.
I was
Yeah,
about to say, it kind of sounds like a valet.
yeah, kind of.
Is it sparkly?
No,
Have Stella and I arrived there already, or are we still en route?
you're still en route. You did a lot, so. But you enter into the Lucky Chance and are immediately hit by the noise level in here has increased, and all the appointments are soft and plushy. Like all the chairs are comfortable looking, and you see many tables with many different sorts of people playing cards, and a few of them are open, and a few have like empty seats. And you see that there's some pits where people are playing dice games with like large crowds being like, "Hey!" every once in a while. It's very like Reno, Vegas kind of vibes in here. And as you are looking around, we're going to take a break.
All right.
So we will be back in 5 minutes after this. We're going to take a little short rest here. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Taco San Mashu and I've Got It, for being here. Much appreciated. Much love. So we will be back just after this.
first.
Hello, everyone. We are back. Thanks for sticking with us through the short rest.
I'm glad that wasn't on stream.
I'm pretty sure it made it.
Oh, good.
Well, hey, I give you all warnings like, okay, we're going to go back, and then you keep on going, so it's not my fault. I do what I have to to keep this train on the tracks. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. We are catching up with our group of Ozo, Renata, Lunine, and Corvus as they have entered the Lucky Chance, a casino up in the heart tier of the city of Cliffside, searching for a certain individual. So, as I said upon entering, the appointments are lush. Everything is like made for comfort, but also kind of like a maze. There are tables with people in various forms of like card games and people playing dice games at other tables. And like it seems like the massive throng is constantly moving with people going between one place and another. And you see stairs leading up that seem to lead up to something that is a flight up. You know, it's a 3-story manse. So these, presumably there are like more rooms the farther out you go in either direction. The same low ceilings dominate in this room. So all the ceilings are about 8 feet tall. And in amongst the populace, most of whom are dressed very nicely, but there's also people in more like casual like wear at like other tables. But you see a lot of people dressed quite nicely. Scattered amongst all of them, you see multiple intimidating looking individuals in those red and white sort of business suit tuxedo looking things. How would you like to start your process here?
I would like to start by saying that I meant to mention, this is a bit silly to say now, I guess, but having gone with maskless for this trek and knowing what I was doing, I would like to think Corvus just has a change of regular clothes in his disguise kit, and he would have been wearing, so he didn't look like he was, in thief garb. He's not
definitely
right now. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, then I might just sort of like briefly check in with the group and say, I think we should spread out, be on the lookout for this person of interest, but don't, I don't know, play games, act natural, don't cause too much attention. And then after some time, we should win or lose, or whether or not we find what we're looking for, we should, turn in for the night before we get ourselves in trouble. And I think it's probably okay if, I'm not saying totally split the party, obviously, but this is a mission. It's more of like a don't travel as a group of 4 everywhere, maybe? How many are with us now? Is it all 5 of us? 6 of us?
No, it's just your 4 for the moment.
Just 4, okay.
We're still talking to Haven.
But maybe we're like walking around the floor and we're passing each other and checking in every now and then, that kind of game.
Okay, so casual observation is what you're all going for?
Yeah. Could I, to start with, I'd like to just walk around and get a lay of the floors. It's a floor? I know it's a maze. It's a casino, obviously, but...
So question.
Yeah.
Corvus doesn't have his mask on right now.
Correct.
So we're seeing his face.
You are, and it is well, go ahead, describe your fine human features.
I look like that hag that put us all to sleep. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I think...
No, I mean Corvus's features, not Matt's.
Oh, sorry. They're excited.
Wow.
I kid.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
I think
You're the prettiest one here. We all know it.
Oh, Corvus is. No, he's not. Corvus just looks, he's just an average person looking thing. He just, he really doesn't have any, he's got, no facial hair. It's dark, kind of wavy hair. It's not too long, sort of medium length. He looks, I don't know, late 20s, 30 maybe.
I gotta say, After all this time with the mask on, I was expecting a lot more.
Yeah, sort of a letdown.
Can you put it back on?
Then not even a scar. Not even a scar.
I keep my mask on a lot, so if something was going to, scratch the face, it tends to hit the mask first.
Can you put it back on though? I like the mystery.
Well, the mask has a place.
The imagination was better.
I'm going to consider this a compliment because I really prefer not to stand out. No offense to those that do. And so you telling me that I look boring that's good news. But unfortunately, this is what it looks like
You can
underneath.
take it that way. You're a great person.
Yeah, I'd say I'm trying to find like an idea of like an actor or something that he might look like. He's not like on the top. He's not going to make, like the whatever. What is the like men's or people's hottest whatever?
The sexiest
Yeah,
man
so-
alive.
The sexiest man alive.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've
Time.
seen the British sexiest men alive rankings,
Ooh.
Yeah, he might be
there's only
considered
that
attractive.
many men in the country.
He might be considered attractive if he was British. And for all of my British friends watching, it's true. Just kidding. There's Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If Henry Cavill is watching our stream, like, I don't know what to say.
I'll play Warhammer with you. Just say it.
Yeah, Henry Tanner will play with your hammer without question. Like,
But yeah, no, that's what he looks like. He's pretty unassuming. He's not like ugly. He's just not like a hottie.
Yeah, he's just very middle of the road kind of milquetoast looking guy.
Just a dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I would not have made any sort of like, hey, I'm taking the mask off now thing. I just would have gone out without it and changed my clothes.
Yeah. So you're in.
Imagine you. I'm sorry, I was just saying. Like, I can imagine you just like taking off the mask, and we're all like,
Oh.
okay.
It's all like Scooby-Doo style.
Yeah.
Just pull it off, and it's just a regular.
It's a regular guy underneath.
It was the captain of the ship that took you here the whole time.
He's a furbolg under that mask.
Oh, gosh.
Great. So you kind of like set up this like you want to figure out how the layout is here. Go ahead, make an investigation check as you wander around first off to get like this lay of the land, because like it's very confusing in here. So like a perception check won't do it. Like this place is designed to like keep people in and gambling. So to really figure out like a pathway is going to be an investigation check.
Gotcha. Even after putting a dot in that for skill abilities, I am so bad at this. But here we go.
Oof. Yeah, it's confusing. It takes you a good amount of time to like make like you go about like halfway in with a 5 and you're like, oh geez.
Look at these rolls, by the way. Just look at them.
You're getting a lot of 5s, my dude.
Mike's Law.
19.5, 5.15, 15.6, 5.19.
See, the problem is you gave Mike validity by saying, oh yeah, he's right. Like if you hadn't done that, you'd be having all kinds of rolls.
Look at this. If it's not a 5, it's a 15. It's on average 10 apart every roll. Anyway, don't check me. Don't check my math on that, Jeff. I probably might have been a little generous with the use of the word average.
Point is, like, you go in and like spend 5 minutes and you're like, okay, I know where I am, and you get turned around within 5 minutes and you aren't sure which way the exit is or how to regroup with your friends.
Fuck. I hate casinos.
We lose you to the slot machines.
Yeah, you lose Corvus not being in a mask and being very nondescript. You all lose him in the crowd like almost immediately, and you're like, Shit.
Forgettable man vanishes.
What do we
honestly
do?
Didn't think about that that usually works for my line of work, but I didn't think about that as a negative consequence for traveling in a group of friends. Fuck. I need to wear one of those little flags on my back.
Forgettable man gets lost in the crowd.
Yeah, a little. Exactly. Huh. It would seem like a perfect idea for a thief.
So,
I'm just gonna put an air tag on you.
yeah. So, Lunine and
Yes.
Renata, you two look at each other and realize that Corvus ain't coming back. He's lost somewhere. What do you two want to do?
Looking at the tables, is this anything like card games that the soldiers might have played?
Make a perception check.
Nope. 10.
With a 10, you do recognize a few common card games. They're not necessarily identical to the ones that like the soldiers you knew played, but you can see that based on the crowd that are at these tables, they're like poker, they're like blackjack kind of level. These tables do not seem to be like the high rollers. These are like the everyday sort of gambler. So something you could easily drop into and pick up on and play if you were so inclined to do so.
Yeah, I'll go watch. See how it goes first.
Yeah, so you head on over there. What are you going to do, Renata?
I'll tag along.
Okay. Cool. So, as you are watching, you see it's like the dealer pulls out like 3 cards, plays them down. There's like betting that happens. And then like they leave one, they put one off the top of the deck off to the side, flip over the next one. There's more betting. And then they do it again. And then a lot of people like fold and drop out. And then there's once more in a way that is like the big climax of this round. And you see that someone is like, oh, I've got this one, and like bets a big pile of coins. And you see the dealer flips over the 2 cards that he had not looked at the entire time, and he's got like 2 matching cards, and this guy's got 3 matching cards, and so the guy's very excited and wins a big pile of money. So it's pretty much like poker.
Okay.
Yeah. So you seem to get that down pretty quick. Do you have proficiency in playing cards, by the way?
I took proficiency in some. I do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Down.
so you definitely pick up how this game works. Couple
It's
rounds of betting.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Noble background.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I
A couple
always
rounds of
sit
betting.
between that and like dice or chess, but I guess I'm happy I took cards this time.
Is it?
Yeah. When you're looking at them, you can tell that like this card game is like they're playing for like silvers. Like if somebody pulls out a gold piece, it's like it gets raised eyebrows. This is not like the big stakes table.
I would like to do a couple of practice rounds on this before I go.
Okay.
Maybe
So you
play some higher.
Yeah, so you sit down at this table here. Great, cool. So you sit down at this table. Go ahead, roll.
The stool first. Is it gross?
No, everything's like very well.
Okay.
Everything's very well appointed here. Like these people who are here may not be like the high rollers, but the establishment is very nice.
Okay. I didn't know if they like. It was appointed nicely, but if it wasn't like.
No, it seems to be like
nice.
kept up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll split then.
So you sit down at this table. Go ahead, make a. I'd say it's cards. Go ahead, make a card proficiency check, and this can be either intelligence or dexterity. If you want to try cheating, it's definitely dexterity. If you just want to play, it's intelligence.
But
But that's
dexterity.
that's not to say you can't also use dexterity without cheating. But like, if you explicitly wanted to attempt to cheat, that would have to be dex.
Right.
But if you just want to
Okay.
play regularly with dex, it can be.
Play regularly with Dex?
Yeah.
Before I start to play dirty?
Sure.
So can I just... So I'm proficient in stealth, and that's Dex. Can I just click that for now for the number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just your dex plus your
Okay.
proficiency.
First one, 10.
Yeah, so on the first 3 cards, you stay in. Most of the other players do as well. You don't have an amazing pair. You have like a 5 and a 7. You know, and there is a 6 in the first 3 cards, so potentially something good.
I have no idea what any of this means.
Yeah. You've got like an okay start.
Sorry. 11.
It's first round looking like you're kind of like hedging. Like, it's not the worst thing ever. Like, it's up to you if you want to stay in or not. Could go either way.
Yeah, I'll keep going.
Okay. Go for the next card. Make another one.
21.
Very nice. So you had the 5, 7, and the 6 on the third card. Now you have an 8 as well. So you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 between all these cards. So if you get a 9 or a 4, you've got a really strong hand on that last card.
Roll.
Yeah, go for it.
20.
And it turns over, and that last card is a 9. You've got the makings of a straight.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. So the question becomes, between all of this betting, you're in about 5 silver at this point. So it comes to that last round. How much do you want to bet on that last round?
Wait, so it's
Okay.
5. I don't want to be too obnoxious yet.
You don't know what anybody else at the table has. There's like 3 other players plus the dealer who's still in.
Right. So 7 silver?
Ooh, okay. Big bet.
You said I'm already 5 silver.
Yeah, that's
So I
but
bet
between all the bettings and the raisings in the last couple rounds, you stayed in, so you're up to 5.
Wait, so
So you've already spent
like-
5 silver. Are you putting in 2 or are you putting in 7?
oh, I've already. Then I want to put in another 3.
Okay, so this will bring you up to a total of 8 silver.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you plop in 3 more silver. We're gonna do a little check here. Two of your opponents fold, so it's you, one other person, and the dealer. You aren't raised, but you are matched. So you flip over your cards. You see one person had 2 pair. You beat the other player. The house also had a straight, but he had the 4 and not the 9. So you win the pot.
Go home. Go home right now. That's the best it's
So
gonna get.
right?
so after all your deductions, you may add 32 silver to your inventory.
Not too shabby, Lunine.
Woohoo!
Wait,
Don't
so I
pass.
spent 8.
You spent 8 and then made 32.
840. Oh,
So a net positive of 24.
Oh. So increased by 24.
Yeah. And the dealer kind of nods and kind of looks at you and she goes, "Very well played, sir. Congratulations on your win. Is this your first time at the table?"
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, you are certainly quite a capable and lucky individual. And so you keep on playing. How long do you want to keep playing?
I'll do 3 more rounds.
All right, cool. Renata, are you just going to like hang out?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out. Maybe try to get the crowd, hyped up for this.
Cool. There's not really a crowd around each of these tables. There's like a couple people watching to like see what happens, but there's not like a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Not dice.
Yeah, the dice pits are where like the crowds are, because that's like you hear people being like, "Yeah!" Like that's more that way.
Lay low, he said to the bard. What was he thinking?
But it's up to you if you want to like head that way or not.
You took the 2 flashiest people in our party and asked them to blend in.
You know.
To draw
Yeah.
attention away from me.
I mean, hey. That's actually...
So you're going to hang with Lunina, or are you going to go over to the dice pit where it's a little more vibey?
No, I hang out with Lunine.
Okay, great. Very cool. Cool. Corvus, meanwhile, you've gotten turned around, but the good news is like that means you can do some investigating. What do you want to do here? You want to look for you're looking for Sulfin, right?
I am.
And you want to be unnoticed as you do this, right?
Ideally.
Okay.
Looking over his information, I can't remember if there was anything explicit about whether he himself would have been a high roller. Let me go back and look at my notes. So I started on the low floor.
Yeah, there's no information about what level he plays at.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It seems like you were told like he goes there, but he doesn't. But like they didn't go in so far.
Yeah. I'm also happy to. Well, I'll see what you had to tell me. Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Well, no. So if you want to like be unnoticed by people, you make a stealth check and then make a perception check to see if you find your target.
Ah, excellent. Hiding in plain sight.
And because you're you, you have advantage on a stealth check. 21. Great. You are able to like zip through the crowd unnoticed. Like you don't necessarily like. It's not that people don't see you. It's just that people don't look at you twice. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it's just a guy in a crowd.
It feels like me trying to be like, I'm gonna figure out the layout of this casino. Not working for me when I just trust my gut and do my like. I flow through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad the rolls also feel that way. Perception check? Is that the second?
Mm-hmm.
It could have been better, but it's all right. I'm in a uncharted place.
Yeah, you wander for a bit. You don't find anyone matching Sulfin's description on this floor.
And I was told if I wanted a high roll, I had to go back and speak to Greg.
I mean, that's what he said. You do notice something, though, with a 13. There is an individual walking around kind of checking in at the various tables. Not dressed in the same kind of suits as like all the security you've noticed, but much of a more flashier individual with kind of like a low-cut front down to the middle of their chest, kind of a pixie cut, human, very like sharp angular features, maybe some elven descent like way back, but not any like significant elven features. Always a smile, bright shining eyes, very soft features, long fingers, and wearing a like a shoulder cape with a pinned clasp in the front that seems to be in the shape of playing cards.
This is a person I was told about. Is their name Jordax Humphrey? Is it a human man?
It is a human, and they go by Jordax Humphreys. Yes.
Oops, sorry. I made an incorrect note, perhaps.
It's all good.
Interesting. Can I watch them for a bit just to see where they're going?
Yeah, they seem to be bopping around. They like check in with dealers that seem to be like leaving their tables or like and like have little like moments aside with various security, and they kind of nod when a security tells them something, or they like make a hand motion. They glance occasionally over to the dice pits and kind of like occasionally catch the eye of one of the pit bosses there, who gives them some kind of signal which you don't know what it means. But they just seem to be going around and like checking in on everything. Once or twice, they stop by someone who's actually playing a game, and you see them have a brief conversation. And one time, they stop at a particularly well-dressed gnomish woman who seems to have a large pile of winnings at the table with her. And they have a brief conversation, a big smile, and then you see the gnome woman kind of nods, and there's a snap from them. And a individual appears almost out of nowhere with a carrying case that all those winnings are put into. And a second individual appears with a drink of some kind that is given to the gnome. And Jordax takes the woman's arm by the lead and leads her off up the stairs to the next level.
Watching as they exit, how tricky would it be to just slip into the high roller section? Is it also sort of heavily...
It does not appear guarded. Like, I mean, there's like a guy standing there, but it's not like stopping people from like looking up or going up the stairs.
Okay, maybe I just give, with some distance, mind my own business and walk upstairs as if I'm just sort of like, ooh, what's up here?
Yeah, you're not stopped. The individual at this human man kind of just like watches you go, like notes that you passed him, but doesn't stop you.
Great. What do I see when I'm up there?
Yeah, when you get upstairs, you see a much more refined establishment. Like, it was nice downstairs, but like upstairs, there's fewer people. It's a little quieter. There's more gaps between like the tables that are happening. And it seems like there's like each table has a dedicated server for like drinks or snacks and that kind of thing. And you can see that it's a much more refined experience. It's not quite private room level stuff, but it is more things. And you see the gnomish woman at a table not too far away from where you stand up. And you see that there is a man in a black and red suit standing next to the stairs. Again, not stopping you, and not in the guard suit, but in a similar style. But as you're kind of standing there looking around, this man looks to you and goes, "Welcome to the second level, sir. What are you looking for this evening?"
Well, I must admit, I'm looking for a drink to start off to see if I can, calm the nerves and get back to playing a bit. It's all a bit exciting.
Of course, you are welcome to patron the bar directly, although I will say it's reduced price if you are playing a game.
Oh, well, what games are up here? It's my first time to the high roller section.
Well, there's 3 Kraken Ante. There's a few tables doing Ponicle. It sort of depends on what sort of game you would like to play.
Okay, this is a moment to maybe create some canon tidbit about Corvus. Knowing his background, and I also have the playing card set as a proficiency, would there have Do you think they're playing anything up here that might resemble the sort of game I would have played with some guildmates?
Oh yeah,
Killing.
yeah. Your card games are much more familiar here than Lunine's are. Lunine's from a different plane of existence, so the card games are a little different.
That's fair.
But like, even if the name might be a little different, you get the vibe real quickly that like you know most of these games.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick a table that's medium peopled.
Yeah. So you head over to one that's got like 3 people at it out of 5 seats, so you become the 4th player. And you settle down when the new hand starts up. And the dealer, who's this little halfling gentleman, says, "All right, folks, 3 Kraken ante. Beginning pot is 1 gold, so go ahead, buy in."
This is indeed the high roller table. All right, I throw in a gold.
All right. So everyone is dealt 3 cards, and then there's a round of bidding, and then there's another round of cards where everybody gets 1 more card, and they discard a card, and then there's another round of bidding, and then there's 1 card put down on the table, and you have to build the best 3 card hand you can based on what you have in your hand and that 4th card. That's kind of how 3 Kraken ante works.
Gotcha. Is it spelled ante like ante up or like my auntie, who is my mom's sister?
Ante as in pay in your ante to the card game. So ANTE.
Gotcha.
I like the 3 Kraken.
All right, my family's wild. I got 3 Kraken antes.
That's a whole different genre.
That's
like,
the other place you're supposed to find Jordax.
That's like Bayou poker.
So go ahead, give me 3 card checks.
3 card checks.
Yeah, so Dex plus proficiency.
Oh, right. What could I roll that is also that without? Oh, it's profish plus 7. Sleight of hand is what I think we just... No.
Yeah, you can do
Dex
sleight of
plus
hand.
5 plus... Yeah, because it's 7
Mhm.
is the... Yep, great.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get a really strong hand off the bat. You get a Kraken in your hand, like first round. So you've got a Kraken, a dragon, and a goblin.
Oh, it's Kraken, not like... What's Kraken, yo? It's like...
No, like the monster, the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. This is...
Oh my god. Look what I deal with.
I mean, that makes
What?
sense.
What did you think it was? 3 laughing aunties? What?
I have a lot of questions about Corvus's family now.
No, I just... Kraken, for whatever reason, I was like, Kraken. Okay. I don't know.
3 cracking aunties. I can't... I don't even know where to go with that, man.
I mean, you know, I didn't think that was the right answer, but I'm not too sure. Well, here's my next...
D&D
Oh.
has a lot of right answers.
Right. So yeah, so in that first round of betting, how aggressive are you?
I'm just anteing up. I'm not raising. I'll
All right.
match. I'm staying in. but I'm
Okay,
not raising.
so second round goes in. You're out a total of 4 gold to stay in.
Okay. Let me make a note.
Yeah, unlike downstairs in like the poker game, the dealer is just a dealer in this game. They are not involved, so you're just playing the odds of the other players.
Has that drink come around yet? I think Gorvas is going to need one.
Yeah, there's a steward there who, once you like put your ante, like asked you for your drink order.
What's the most popular up here? Sorry. Focused on the game. I'll take just I don't know, I'll make up a drink to name.
One Cosmo right away, sir.
Thank you.
And they come back with a Cosmopolitan.
An Appletini.
Yeah. Well, the applatinis are red here. The Cosmos are green.
Oh,
Ooh.
green's my favorite color.
Oh, there you
I'll
go.
wink at. Is it a? I'll wink at them. I don't care who
Yeah.
they are.
They smile and drop your drink at you. Okay, so
On me.
at you,
Just
not on you. They get so one person folds after that first round of betting, and so they're out. So it's just the three of you on the second round. Second round, so you've still got the Kraken and the Dragon. You are then given a fairy, which is not the best card. It's better than a goblin, but it's not like great.
I'm holding a Kraken, a Dragon, and a Fairy. No Aunties.
Okay, great. So you discard the goblin. Okay.
Greg is offended.
I mean, I
Oh,
like
actually.
goblins.
One of the other players drops out. So it's just two of you playing right now. And it costs another 3 gold to stay in.
All right, up to 7 total.
Mm-hmm. So you match that 3. And go ahead, make a last round of cards. $22. You have your 3 cards. The final card is flipped over from the dealer's side, and it is a Kraken. And the little halfling is like, "That's a Kraken on the table, folks." And everyone's like,
Hmm.
Ooh.
If
Supposed to be 3.
there are 3 Krakens in the deck.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Yeah. It's like Kraken, Dragon, Manticore, and a few other things, and then like Pixie. I think it's Pixie, Shadow, Goblin. So like Goblin's like the lowest one. So that was a good one to get rid of.
Gotcha.
But you've at least got 2 of the Krakens.
Good to know. Is there one more round now?
No, like now it's the final betting round.
All right. Who's first? The other player?
Yeah, the other player checks, so passes the opening bet to you. And it is a minimum bet of 1 gold per round, unless you check.
I'll put in the 1 gold then.
Okay.
I'm really up in the ante by 1, right? That's all it is?
Yep, so you go up to 8. So you put in 1 gold. They put in 2 gold, so they're raising you another gold.
All match. Interesting tactic.
So you're matching? And you're going to call?
Yeah, I'll call. We're up to 9, right?
You lay down your hand, and the other individual just closes her cards, throws them face down on the table, and waves her hand at you. You
Man,
got that.
surprised.
You got that damn Kraken, didn't you?
Yeah. Get lucky sometimes.
Well, your 2 Kraken's dragon beats my 2 dragon goblin, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm afraid so. I'm really sorry.
So you are awarded the pot, which is 25 gold minus 10% for the house, so you're given 23 gold.
Gotcha. So minus the... Ooh, what did I just do?
Mm.
Oh,
What'd you-
okay.
So you should have subtracted 9 gold and then add 23 gold to it.
Can do.
But so that's what's going on up here. You do see Jordax is still up here. They're having more conversations with people up here. Go ahead, make a perception check now that you've kind of blended into this surroundings.
Oh, God.
Okay. Lunine, go ahead, make 3 make 3 rolls of your cards.
21.
Okay?
16.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, 13.
Okay. You win the next 3 rounds of cards as well. And soon enough, an individual appears at your shoulder. Good evening, sir. I noticed you're having quite the run of luck. And you look up and you see the figure I previously described as Jordax Humphreys standing there, with a very fine half cape that is clasped by bejeweled playing cards. I do not believe I have had the pleasure of your acquaintance. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Jordax Humphreys, the humble proprietor of this establishment.
Pleasure to make yours.
I can't help but wonder, my dear
Lunine,
pleasure to meet you, if perhaps you might not enjoy something a little more challenging than this mere common card game. A player such as yourself has certain skills that I'm sure would be much more interested in playing tables upstairs.
depends what you have. Sometimes the common card games could be the most fun.
Of course, and I would never say that they are ill-equipped. We enjoy hosting everybody here, and we certainly cater to every taste we can. Upstairs you will find a more select group of clientele, a little bit more sophisticated gaming options, and a dedicated steward at every table.
Oh, I already have one of those. I point to Renata.
Ah, I was unaware you had a decamp. Pleasure to meet you.
Da-da-dum.
Pleasure to meet you too. Renata Soul Angel, the one and only.
Jordax Humphreys. Now, Mr. Lunine, I would be honored if you would accept my invitation to advance your earnings. It is a bit more pricey up there, but it's a higher return.
How much did I earn with the next 3 rounds?
You won another. You won another 9, 10. I can math. 50 gold. 51 gold. Sorry, 51 gold.
Doing better than me, actually.
Is that minus anything, or am I just typing in 51?
No, that's just straight up profit.
Dope.
You might actually win more not giving the cut to the high roller tables.
I mean, I don't have to stay up.
Well, if the house wins at these tables, they get it all.
Fair.
Alright. I'm ready to go with my pile of money.
Wonderful. A steward shows up with one of those carrying bags. Your winnings are installed, and they carry it up with you to the second level, where you are sat at a table with a couple of other folks. Your money is upgraded to as much gold as you want. So if you want to turn some of that silver into gold, you can. And that is where we're at.
I mean, D&D Beyond already turned it into
Okay, great.
gold.
Great. Love it. Cool. So you can begin playing there. How long do you all want to play? Renata, go ahead. While you are up here, go ahead, make a perception check. You as well, Lunine.
$13.
Wonderful. And Renata?
Did you go through?
Nope.
Come on, Stewart.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Wow. That's like,
You see a lot of attractive people up here and are kind of distracted.
mm. I guess we had to give it a reason. Sure.
Well, you tell me what distracts you.
Mm.
Oh, you don't like my answer, but you don't have one for yourself.
Right. Well, I'll say this. I'm starting to get a little bit bored.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Maybe
my pile of
partly-
money doesn't interest you.
Yeah, I don't care about the money. I need the attention.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should start
Well,
winning, then.
the way to
Like
get
you
you know that the way to get attention here is to play the game.
Yeah.
And as you're thinking about that, Lunine, you're looking around and you clock Corvus in his disguise up here. You're like, found him. But more interestingly, someone on the opposite side of the room draws your attention. He appears to be a human man, kind of like holding himself a little awkwardly, but in like nice clothing, but it looks like the clothes don't fit him particularly well, like they're his one nice set of clothing and he's kind of wearing them now. His hair is underneath a hat of some kind, like maybe a little like top hat or bowler kind of thing going on. He's got a bit of stubble, but as he turns to take a drink from the steward at his table, you see he has these like dark, deep-set eyes and a scar down his left side of his face.
Mm-hmm.
Which does seem to match the description of that Sulfan Denka character that you are supposed to be looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Has Corvus clocked me yet?
Corvus, make a perception check.
That's a good question. I haven't been perceptifying very well tonight.
I mean, I'm not super subtle, so.
With
That's a good point.
with a 16, you totally clock him, and you make eyes with Lunine as Lunine looks over in the direction, and you follow those eyes, and now you see Sulfan Denka.
As soon as I see that he's like taking it, I just completely am back at my table.
Great.
That's good. No, I mean, that's kind of perfect.
So you have clocked your target. What are you going to do?
I'll finish whatever hand I'm playing if I'm in the middle of one. If not, I'll make some excuse about how I'm like, whew, that worked me up to head last hand. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit.
Go ahead, make a roll of your card skill. You do finish up this hand and you do win. You win. You may add to your inventory minus 10%. You may add 17 gold more.
I do want to stop there though, because I know what happens if I win too much. It means I get noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you finish up that hand. What is your next agenda item?
Someone's called him Sculpin. Wormtongue. Is Grima Wormtongue? I'm just kidding. Sulfan. Oh, it is Sulfan. Is he playing at the table?
Yeah, he's playing a table like across the room. Like there were people blocking you before. That's why you didn't see him.
If there's a place to sit and sip a drink, or another bar that might be sort of midway in the room where I could sort of casually be at the bar and watch him, but also be like, I'm a dumb tourist sipping my drink. I'd like to try that.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
I'm hoping that this will enhance my chances for a better perception check now that I'm not actively playing cards.
Yeah, go ahead. Make either a persuasion or a deception check, your choice, as you kind of act nonchalant.
Oh, interesting. Persuasion or deception? I guess neither. Okay.
21. Yeah, you are very convincing Just kind of like being the guy looking around the room. Nobody gives you a second glance. So go ahead, make a observational perception check on Sulfin with advantage. 23.
Thank God for the advantage. Damn you, Mike.
23. You get a very good look at Sulfin. His, you can get his height pretty right on. You get his body type, his build. Like, even through the clothes that are kind of like obviously not something he wears a lot, he looks uncomfortable in them. Or like they're his only nice clothes that he's very aware of and careful of. Like, even when he like takes a drink of his drink, he's not like confidently like having a sip of his drink. He's like leaning over in case of spillage, so he doesn't spill anything on them. Stubble pattern scar over that left side of his face. Dark eyes. Like, you get a real good look and take in like all of his physical attributes. You also hear him speak during this time and get a good sense of the cadence of his voice and how he talks, which is a very short answers and very like unsure of himself. Like, it's almost like he's always questioning what he's saying. But you get that cadence and speech pattern.
Excellent. Okay, I will watch him enough, I think, to obviously get that information, but not also draw too much attention as I'm just sitting here now.
Yeah, you kind of nurse your drink a little bit, but by the time you finish your drink, you've got all the info you need.
Great. Okay, what I would like to try just to get out of here while I've got what I needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easy enough to leave.
I'm thinking for a moment because I've definitely got him. I found him.
Yep.
But I can't, it's not like I can go over there and like put a bag over his head and kidnap him and tie him up. So
probably not.
I'm going to try to, as I pass Lunine, give a little signal that I'm just like on my way out. And I'm maybe gonna sit out the front, like leave, and then try to find somewhere that I could observe people coming and going from the establishment and see if I can catch them leaving.
Yeah, you give the signal to Lunine and you head on out. And as you head out and kind of like cross the way and kind of like sit on a bench, as you are crossing the street, you run smack into Selenar and Andra.
Outside already.
Yeah, you're outside.
Oh, hi.
Like they're walking up to the casino as you exit.
I hope you had a good day. You don't really need to go in if you don't want to. I've got everything I needed from in there. Tell you what.
Do we recognize him without the mask?
Probably not.
Oh,
Do we recognize his voice without the mask?
I
Or do we put it together?
am not speaking, whether you notice this or not, I am not speaking how Corvus normally speaks. Do I catch a quizzical look on their face as I have...
Oh yeah, they obviously look at you like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh, sorry, it's Corvus.
And you can pull the mask out of your like pocket or whatever.
I'll just sort of like flash it. I don't want to make a scene. I'm still in.
You're flashing them when you don't want to make a scene?
Have we ever seen his face before?
Check out this
And
bulge!
on the ship coming over here at all, ever?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I think the only person that up until this point, and I kind of forgot about that, honestly, but desperate times. The only person I think that would have noticed before would have been Ozo, who's been around me the longest. And actually maybe Andra from Session 0, technically, but it would have been in a dark corner of a dank, dark bar.
So when you say, "Oh, it's Corvus," and you flash your mask, Selenar just goes, Nice face.
Yeah, that's what
What-
Mom gave me.
What did you do with the others?
They're inside. They're playing, acting casual. You could go in if you want. I'm actually gonna find somewhere to, watch the front and see if a friend of ours comes out. You could pass on this information to the others. If I don't come home to the tavern with everyone else, it's really okay. You can go home without me.
You see Ozo exits about this side.
So you haven't found your friends yet?
No, I did. Yeah. And I'm gonna sort of like realize that we're out in the open and go like, oh well, yeah, actually the casino was a ton of fun. You really should check it out. Definitely everyone's should be top 5 before they leave Cliffside. Have a good night.
Curious.
Lunine and Renata, you see Corvus give that signal and leave, heading on down. Are you going to stick around, or are you going to give it a moment and follow? Are you going to follow directly? What is your plan?
He's not the boss of me.
Nope.
He's gonna keep playing.
Okay.
I didn't tell you to leave.
If Lunine is playing a hot hand here, then I'll stick around too.
Okay.
I'll buy you a drink.
Hey, now we're talking.
Okay. It's a gold for his drink, but you are served one gratis, as is the habit of the table players. Go
It's just like
ahead.
a chip.
Go ahead. Make a roll with your cards for the next game.
11.
You lose the next game, but you lose it in the first round. You decide to fold, so you only lose the initial bet of 1 gold.
Okay.
Do you keep playing? All right. Go ahead. Go again.
19.
You do win the next hand. You win a total of minus the 20%. Or you get a total of 13 gold.
Alright.
Okay. You want to keep
More
playing?
Yeah.
All right. Go for it.
I don't need adventuring.
This looting just stays here forever.
26. Or
Yeah.
25?
Yeah.
25.
Yeah. You roll in it. You get a big hand, and you make 60 gold off of that hand. It's a lot of rounds of betting, and it was crazy. You see the dealer nods and kind of swaps out and becomes a new dealer, kind of takes over. A couple of your other people leave the table, kind of like eyeing you. But you are still there if you want to keep playing.
Sure. I'll do a couple more rounds.
Okay. Great. All right, yeah, your tables become quite interesting. You've got a full swap out of like all 4 chairs. So now there's all 5 of you here. Go ahead, make another roll.
Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Very nice. You win another 60 gold.
And you wanted to leave, Corvus.
I did.
You're
Alright,
gonna.
2 more.
All right, go for it.
16.
Okay. You do win, but not as much this time around. You win 7 gold on the next hand.
Last one.
Yep.
14.
You break even. It seems you both had the same hand at the end of this one.
So I mean the house wins.
Or actually, no, I'm sorry. You lose this last hand. You do lose it. You lose it by quite a bit. You get kind of trounced, but it was a competitive bidding. So you lose 23 gold.
Ouch. All right, I'm good.
Okay. Great.
I like this place.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that Jordax appears again, and they're like, "Oh, I do hope you've had a wonderful evening. Thank you for visiting us this evening."
Oh, I had a great time. Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome at any time, and if at any point you'd care to invest in the High Rollers experience, you just let me know, and I'll see you to one of our private games.
Oh, that sounds.
Sorry.
It's a wonderful experience.
I might take you up on that at some point.
Yes, if you do decide to partake, just let whoever is outside on the particular day know that I've invited you, and they'll make sure that you're taken care of.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Of course, thank you for your patronage.
My help is, of course, welcome too, right?
Oh, it is not unusual for a valet to accompany a high roller at all.
How does the valet feel about this?
I'm paying for his drinks, so.
That's amazing. He needs the attention, though.
He does need more attention. He's a little bit of a brat.
No, that's not the word.
Spoiled
No, but I'm
brat.
sorry. I'm drinking. Starting to enjoy this.
Yeah, go ahead, deduct another 3 gold for drinks for Renata. If Lunina's paying for them. Cool. But you are able to...
That's us. Actually, net positive.
Yep. But so you depart and you find your group of friends outside. Minus Corvus, who has stepped off away from the others.
Guys, that was... I'm gonna definitely come back here.
You should have seen it. This guy was on the money.
I mean, Corvus said it was one of the top 5 destinations here in the city.
Is he?
He did. He was being a little weird, though.
Well, he made 150 gold.
Sweet.
Wow.
Well, oh wait. I have 26 silver. Also.
Wow, I only made half of that.
Well-
That's amazing.
High risk, high reward.
The games are good. The games are good.
I didn't even make half of that.
All right. I got another copy of my book.
We had a much less exciting evening than the rest of the group, but that's okay.
I like that you show up just in time for Corvus to be like, I don't need you. Have a good night.
Yeah, fuck off.
That's the risk you take when you go all over creation.
It's
That's
true.
okay. They accomplished some stuff too, so.
We met Haven. Haven was a lot of fun.
Meanwhile,
Rolling 6 or 7
Corvus, go ahead, as you are kind of like pulled off to the side, kind of watching, make a perception check. You can do so at advantage, because you're being a guy in a crowd.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm in Mike's ball this time.
Yeah. How long does everybody else kind of hang out? Like, do you all hang out until Corvus comes back for you, or do you head back to the Ruddy Plank once you're all gathered? It's evening, dinner time-ish, a little after.
I did try to tell Andra and Salinar that they didn't have to wait, but whether or not they caught that or passed that on, I guess, is up to them.
We heard it, but then we ran into everyone else, so.
Lunine needs fine dining.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Is this round on Lunine?
Lunine needs fine dining. I don't know, but y'all eat.
So Lunine heads off to find a
Wow.
very nice restaurant.
I mean, depending on the prices, we'll see.
You
what
just
that
made like a fourth of our total income so far tonight.
And I'll do it again, but I need the money to do it again.
Fair.
So are you all like going or staying?
Lunine
Going.
walks off towards food.
Okay,
I
great.
think we're the rest of us are probably headed back to the Ruddy Plank to
Great. Cool. So a little while after everybody else has left Corvus, you take note. One, you see your friends kind of split up into Lunine and the main group. And then a couple hours later, it's getting late in the evening. You do see Sulfin depart the lucky chance.
Okay, let's see how easy it is to tail Sulfin for a bit. I'm told they all sleep in Calamine's lotions, and I, up until now, really don't know how they get in there without using the front door.
we have a slumber party at Calamine's Lotions every night.
Keeping in mind, of course, that he is also a member of a thieves' guild, so his skills are to be very similar to mine.
Yeah. So go ahead, make a stealth check for me.
If at all the slightest think that I have been compromised, I'm going to act natural and abort mission. Just FYI.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Yeah, very quietly. Like you can have changed back into your normal clothes if you want, like with the time that's passed. Or you can duck down an alley and do it real quick while following him, because he's kind of just walking. He's not trying to be particularly stealthy at this point in time. He's just kind of meandering. You follow him without any sort of notice. Like he turns back and like looks behind him a few times, but doesn't notice you. And he kind of takes a circuitous route back to Calamine's Lotions, which you see he does head towards the front door, but then he stops on the what is it? The entryway. So just before the door. It's not a porch, but it's like that raised step right before you go into a place.
And it's a trapdoor.
No. But he stops on that, and you see he takes a key out of his pocket, opens up the front door, closes it, and the shades are drawn, so you can only see him through the front door. And when the door shuts, you know that you'll lose sight of him.
Okay.
The door.
There's no way to chase him in without being really obvious about it. So,
I mean, you're a member of a guild, so you know.
So he basically opens a little side trap door, and he's about to close it behind him on his way in. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
he opens the main door like with a key.
Oh.
Like he stopped on the front like door, looked around, and then produced a key.
Gotcha. I think opening the door behind him would be like mega obvious too. But is there like a window that I can spy into?
Yeah.
Like
So
right next to
as I said, the windows all have shades that have been drawn.
Oh, that have been drawn. Sorry, I did sort of daydream for a second as I was trying to figure out what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really see any way of getting in there without another persona that
Make a perception check for me.
I personally may or may not be prepared to do at this point. Damn it, Mike.
Cool. So as you're kind of wondering this, and you're like across the street in an alley, like you're not, you're still like hidden, like your stealth roll was incredible, but you're not like just paying attention. So you were just about to step out of the alley when you hear a large like footstep and then kind of belch like right next to your head, as like you're like down this alley, and from this side building a very large dragonborn with like horns that rise up kind of like belches, and he spits at your feet. He doesn't see you, but he spits and like there's this little globule of like blood and maybe a bit of flesh that like he spits out onto the ground there, and he goes Psah! And he's like ugh, kind of shakes his head and kind of does the like loosen up my shoulders thing, and walks across the street to Calamine's lotion, and he begins like patting himself down. You hear him grumbling, "Who the fuck is it?" And you see this little gnome like scamper up between him. This like crazy wild looking gnome. His hair's in like 3 different directions, eyes that are like blazing in this dim light. His eyes are those of like a wild crazy person, like almost like he doesn't know what eyelids are. Like they are just insane. And he goes, "Get out of the way, you hulking brute, I've got it." And he produces a key and unlocks it and says, "Now get in there and hit the counter before I smack you upside the head, you idiot." And the Dragonborn's like, "I only let you talk to me like that because of Denton." "Because of what?" "Because of Darren." "Well, speak up, you idiot." And they keep bickering as the door shuts behind them.
Wow. I got very lucky there, and amazingly have now seen...
You rolled a 27 on your stealth check.
I'm glad I changed back into I stepped into the nearby phone booth and came out as Corvus. Yeah, okay. What can I note the time relatively as well as one can under the in the mountain?
Yeah.
Okay. Has a time that perhaps at least 3 of them come home. Why don't I wait just a bit longer to see if I catch Lucy? No idea if she's gone to bed yet already.
Make a perception check.
Jesus Christ.
You wait for like another 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. Nobody else approaches Calamine's lotions. You don't know if she's out, if she's in. You have no idea. No way of knowing.
Okay.
But it is getting late. Like,
yeah.
Or early.
I better cut my losses while I still have time to get a full night's sleep.
Okay. You head your way back. Lunine, you are able to find a very nice restaurant and have a very fine meal for the low price of 22 gold pieces. It is a 12-course tasting menu, complete with wine and dessert service. There's some aperitifs, there's palate cleansers, there's 3 wait staff who cater to you throughout the meal. It is the way you are used to living for a moment.
Refreshed.
You all return at your various times to the Ruddy Plank. You're able to have your evenings together. Renata, are you performing this evening?
Yeah, that is still the schedule. Yes.
Great. Yeah, so you start performing. Make a perception check for me.
Perception. 16.
Yeah, you see that woman, Melanie, from last night. She managed to come back, and she is staring at you adoringly.
Oh no. Okay, wait. Are my friends there?
Yeah,
Okay.
or at least Selenar and Andra are at this point.
Selenar and Andra.
And
Yeah,
Dozo.
Selenar did not need to go hang out in the casino. I would just go back. I'm eager to read about the Fae.
Wait, are you in your room reading, or you're in the middle of
No,
this concert reading?
If the three of us return to the tavern together, I'd get some food and a drink first.
Mm-hmm. Selenar, make a perception check, because I'm going to be throwing you some glances. You too, Andra. I'm going to be throwing you like these looks, and be like, "Hey, there's that person who asked for my hair."
So Andra and Selenar, make insight checks for me.
Oh, they did great on their perception checks.
Great.
No, Selenar did.
Selenar, you catch Renata's eyes, and you get that he wants you to look at this woman, and you recognize the woman from last night. That was like his adoring fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Eventually, Lunine
Cool.
returns amidst the concert.
How was dinner?
Amazing. Free service to myself. Tasting menu. The wine. It only cost me 22 gold.
A steep price.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Most of your meals have been costing you like a couple silver or even like copper for something small.
I was about to say.
And it's disgusting.
It's food.
Sometimes it's worth it to splurge. Glad you had a good time.
Lunine, when you arrive and are talking with your companions, you see Holland gets your attention and asks and like motions for you to come over towards the bar.
I go over towards the bar.
You're that Lunine fellow, aren't you?
Who's asking?
Who's asking? I'm Holland. I own the place.
I know. Okay. I've had a bit to drink tonight.
Ah, I hope you continue to do so. Anyway, this arrived from Captain Saltcrust for you,
Oh.
and she passes you over a message.
What's it say?
Gonna have them read it to you.
No,
No,
it's
that's my valet's job, but he's occupied.
It says it says sorry, I had a mind blank. It says, my dear friend, I have had some information. Make sure you come on over to the Moss-Eaten Mold in the morning. I will get you all set up with and squared away with our latest intel.
Ooh.
Well, I'll turn to the proprietress. Thank you.
Of course.
Back to my seat.
Right. The evening wears on. Renata's set ends. There's thunderous applause. Once again, you do see Melanie is there, and she's like talking to. It looks like she's brought a friend this evening. This human man who is enjoying himself, but not like going as crazy as Melanie is. Like Melanie seems to be like having a good time.
I don't know who this Melanie is, do I?
No, you wouldn't. You had
That's right.
excused yourself before the beginning of the concert last night. But I would say you get pointed out that there is one woman who is just like eyeballing Renata and like super fanning.
So when I step down off the stage, she doesn't bone rush me.
She catches your eye and she like waves a lot and she like pulls out the piece of paper that you signed and she says, "See?"
I kind of like, give her like the thumbs up and like.
She gives it back to you.
Yeah. I'm gonna. But if she's staying where she's staying, I'm gonna run over to the group and be like, "Hey, so that woman who asked for a lock of my hair is back again. That's the woman over there."
Hag.
I mean, she doesn't look like a hag, but again, disguises could be the hag. But I want you guys to be aware so that we can sort of surround her, not threateningly, but block any attempt at escapes. Because I think I should approach her. That was a question mark at the end of that sentence.
You approach her for what?
Well, I mean, it's kind of strange. She asked for a lock of my hair. I said no. I wake up with a missing lock of my hair.
Right, but how do you think that conversation's going to go?
Not quite sure, but I am a pro at just talking out of my ass. I just like kind of crack my knuckles. Ugh. So, I mean, Looney's been there for a couple of them. Usually works out in my favor. 99% success rate. I get the information I'm looking for.
So either she did take your hair, in which case, why would she tell you? Or she didn't, in which case she's going to think you're completely bonkers.
Right, but if I ask her if there's something different about me that she notices, and she says my hair, I mean, that kind of might support my suspicion that she is the hag.
Or she could just be a stalker.
Oh, she could be just a stalker. It could be all just a weird, strange coincidence. I have to admit, I never had one this crazy about me before. New territory for me here.
How crowded is it in here?
It's pretty popular. Renata's kind of been talked about, so a lot of people have filed in. But now that the show's over, and he's obviously not like engaging with the crowd, they're kind of thinning out a bit.
If I may, real quick, I'll head up to the bar, and speak. God, I always forget where I placed her name.
Holland?
The bartender.
Holland.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I'll order a drink, and also ask her if she's seen nonchalantly, like on the low, if she's seen Melanie before.
She looks over. She's like, "Oh, yeah, she comes in pretty regularly."
Oh,
Usually when we have a new musical artist, she comes by and takes a look, and if she's not interested, she doesn't come back for the rest of the time, but if she is, she comes back almost every night if she can. She's harmless.
There was a slight pause.
Oh, she's enthusiastic when she likes something.
Okay. But you've seen her, like, how long have you seen her come in? Has it been like
Well,
a year's worth, 2 years?
a couple of years, I guess. Why?
Was it year 2020?
Since 2020, that has been.
Wow.
It's like 4 years, actually.
Yeah.
Almost 5.
2020 years.
She might be
Pre-breaking.
the oldest bar in Cliffside.
Oh.
Does she know?
Back when it was a dwarven bar.
Cool. And does she come here alone, or does she come with friends?
Is she single? That's what he's trying to ask.
She comes back. She comes alone. She comes with people. She's got one of her friends tonight. I think his name is Kevin.
Even?
Mhm.
Like
Hey.
Kevin, but
EEVEN.
No, it's
Greg?
his name is Kevin.
oh, poor guy. Kevin is already a weird name. Kevin.
Kevin is much more normal than Kevin is. There's like 85 Kevins in this area.
Oh, back where I'm from,
That's like
it's the other way
flumes
around.
Water deep.
Well, I don't know where you're from, Mr. Soul Angel, so I couldn't say. But here, there's a lot of Kevins.
The more you know. Cool. Hey, thanks for the drink. I'll pay her, of course. Cool. I'll head back to the group and relay the information that this crazy stalker is actually a local who comes through quite often.
Is there any more baking supplies missing from the kitchen?
I didn't ask. I don't know. Might be like a dead end, and I don't want to lose a fan. You know, I'm being weird.
Have I made it back by this point? Corvus, that is?
Just about. You're on your way back at this point.
Okay, I just didn't want to, speak up
Question
with them.
for hags. Do
Huh?
I know their or anything about like how they maybe like if they're living in a city, if they do sometimes, or
It's not unheard of, but usually those are solitary hags. There are some kinds of hags that do form urban covens, but usually hags by their nature are reclusive, so they don't often spend much time in cities if they don't have to, generally. But it's quite possible that a more powerful hag will be more comfortable spending longer periods of time amongst mortals, for lack of a better term, to do some of their dirty tricks,
shenanigans.
you might say.
Hag nannikins.
No.
Nice.
It's kind of one of those things where, like, it's possible, but you don't know of any specific instances.
Okay. I just didn't know if I possibly like read or heard anything.
Yeah, I think you rolled like a 16 on that check, so yeah.
Alright. Well, I mean, are you gonna go talk to the crazy lady, or?
No, I don't think so. I think this new information I've learned about her, she doesn't quite fit the profile. If she was someone that's never been seen here before, than I would have. But if she's a regular here, maybe I'm just overreacting. Like I said, never had a crazy super fan before, so it's a nice feeling though, and I don't want to lose it.
But a little suspicion is healthy.
It's about this time that Corvus enters the bar. Back to the ruddy plank. So it is after midnight.
Gotcha.
I assume Selenar has long since retired and been reading about the Fey Realm or whatever.
Sure, we can say that.
He would have, for sure.
Corvus is going to come in back in Corvus mode, because I think that's how he's presented himself in this establishment. And go, oh, I missed your performance. Sorry, Renata.
Corvus looking great as ever.
Why, thank you. Spent a lot of time on this outfit. And it paid off tonight. More on that tomorrow, but we should get a good night's sleep. And I'm going to go upstairs.
Great. You all head to
You're not gonna
bed.
ask about my night, Corvus? Huh? You're not going to ask about
No.
whether I saw the crazy stalker girl?
Are you saying this right now as Corvus is walking away?
Yes.
Corvus
Come
will
on, man,
turn.
like rip it up, dude.
Corvus will turn on his heels and look back and say,
Right? I know you're a baby face, but you're not old.
I'm blushing, under the mask. I'm sorry, what is this about your stalker? Do you have an adoring fan?
Super crazy fan, yeah. So be cool, act casual, but my 5 o'clock, just casually, yawn, stretch, look over, and you'll notice her. And I describe the girl to him. All right?
Corvus is just gonna
3, 2, 1, go.
Corvus is gonna go.
You see a pretty blonde girl talking to a fairly handsome young man, and kind of like occasionally eyeing over at Renata and whispering excitedly to her friend.
I think she wants you to go speak to her. She's stuck around after your show. So isn't that how this works?
Wait a minute. And I'll look to Lunine. Actually, I don't know. I would know. I would know this, right, Jared? Do hags, they disguise themselves, right? Like,
Make an Arcana check. With a 15, you know that Melody definitely was able to alter her appearance.
mm-hmm.
Or Melodia, rather.
I don't know.
About hags or the Fae or any of that. But I know a little bit about disguises, and if he thinks this woman is disguising herself, would I have the slightest inkling based on a CAG perception look?
You could make a quick perception check to see if you notice any of the telltale signs of like a disguise kit.
I also understand that perhaps what Corvus is looking for as a disguise isn't what a hag would disguise. But I don't know hags, so let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, well, close to greatness.
Yeah, with a 16, you don't notice any like makeup. You don't notice any any theatrical makeup. You don't notice any like falsities about her being or her hair or anything like that. Like, she looks like a normal human woman.
I'll say this, Renata. If she is disguising herself, it's a damn good disguise. I'm going to pat him on the shoulder and say, was the show good?
The best yet.
I'll catch it tomorrow then. And I'm going to go upstairs.
Did I overhear this at all?
Did you stay?
I'm still sitting down there.
Then yeah, you heard it.
I would say yeah.
When he walks away saying, "That's a damn good disguise," Looting just shakes his head.
I said if it were a disguise.
Fair enough. So, anything else you want to achieve before bed?
No, just spend the rest of the night chatting up with whoever wants to talk to me after that. So
When Melanie leaves, she does so with that human man, with Kevin, and she kind of like does the little huh as she leaves the bar. And you all eventually turn in, and as each one of you rests for the evening, something happens. And that's where we will end tonight's session of Nuuli Forged.
Oh no.
Do we get a long rest?
Bum, bum, bum.
something happened.
Something happens while you are resting. So we'll have to come back and see what that is.
So it's
Next
starting to
week.
sound like we should be sleeping in a different place because our sleeping quarters have been compromised.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is.
I'm just still not feeling so hot from that the battle that was just this morning. It's been a real long day, guys.
I mean, you could easily have done a short rest, so don't worry about that.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Corvus definitely would have been.
That's 2 game sessions and 1
Uneasy.
day of game time. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
It's been a real long day.
D&D where 1 minute can take hours.
3 hours and and 5 days
travel
can
Pass in
pass.
a minute.
Yep.
Travel for weeks in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. I hope you had some fun tonight. We did a bit of a role-playing session, did some investigating, which bore fruit. Did a little bit of gamble on at the mid-level tables. So very nice. Good job there. Yeah, great work, everybody. I hope you all had fun. Thank you, Ives Got It, for being a glorious moderator. Thank you, Takos and Mashu, for hanging out with us again. Love that you have kept joining us for all of our sessions lately, so thank you so much for that. We will be back next week. No, not November. December 3rd, I believe. Or 4th? 1,
Third.
2, 3. Yeah, 3rd. The 3rd. We'll be back December 3rd. Is it? Oh.
December already.
I know. I felt like October took forever, and then November was real quick. But hey, that happens sometimes. But thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you to any lurkers we had here this evening. We're going to go around and say some quick goodbyes, and I'll figure out who we are going to raid. Let's start at the bottom of our left ladder. We got Selenar.
Hello, I'm Jeff. I played Selenar. I will do it again next Tuesday. It will be great.
Wonderful.
Huzzah.
Thank you so much.
Huzzah.
Renata.
I'm Renata and Mike, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much. And then we got Lunine.
Thanks for watching my gambling. It was fun, and I can't wait to do more. Because this is the only time I'll ever do it.
Fair enough.
No stakes.
Yeah.
That you know about. Next up, we've got Corvus.
No stakes that will impact Tanner.
Fair enough. This has been Matt playing Corvus, sort of, and also playing another version of Corvus. And maybe next week I'll play another version of Corvus. Who knows? Depends on how many bags I drink. Anyway,
Damn
good night and
rogues.
see you next week.
And Andra.
Hey, that's me. I'm Sarah. I have been Andra. We are Nuuli Forged. You can catch up on our back episodes on our YouTube channel, and you can follow us on all kinds of social media if you need to be reminded of when we do these things, because we remind people on our social media. And by we, I mean Jared reminds us with fancy sparkly effects and things. But, yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.
Yep. Yes, I had daffodils growing out of my head today. Yes, you should follow the Instagrams. That's where the fun stuff is, I guess.
Daffodils.
Yeah, exactly. I have been Jared, your humble dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. Thank you all so much for being here. Please hop in this raid. We're going to raid someone new. We're going to name Game Raider Girl. They're playing some D&D over at their establishment. So hop in this raid. Let them know that they've been newly raided. And thank you so much for being here. And we will see you all next week. If you're in the U.S., enjoy your holiday weekend. Thanksgiving is in a couple of days.
The best holiday.
Enjoy the food. Don't buy the politics, but enjoy the food. It's a messy history. But hey, enjoy the day off work, hopefully. And we'll see you next week. So goodbye, everyone. Bye.
Ciao.